Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice with the Manylands campaign. We're now on to session 12, so we are now officially done a dozen episodes. Whoop, whoop. Just me on my own, that's fine, not a problem at all. So before we go any further, a couple of announcements before we start. So first of all, Fate Dice. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing some more Fate Dice introductions because we are so close that, in fact, either in this session or the next, the first Fate Dice may be rolled. Probably next week, given our numbers, probably next week, because it'll be more fun with more of you here to watch your faces and the anguish. But yes, next week, most likely, we're going to have our first Fate Dice roll. But keep your suggestions coming in because we need it for the next lot of Fate Dice. We need to keep this thing rolling. If you pardon the pun. So yes, use hashtag Fate Dice on the chat on stream or on Twitch, or else if you're watching on YouTube, comment with hashtag Fate Dice, and also don't do it, and also on social media using the hashtag Fate Dice. Do it at slice&d6 so we find it. That'd be great. Also on announcements, speaking of the socials, I've been putting up a couple of our character descriptions for you guys to then use that as your basis to do some arty drawings and so on with pencils. As I'm sorry, Bart, they can't see you, but yes, he did demonstrate with pencil. In fact, hang on. He's here now. Oh no, I've just flicked to you now. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, we got it. We got you with this.
Lord.
I am the Lord of Pencils, and I've realised that we're at a slight camber on here, but we'll sort that in a minute.
Oh, put the cameras on. Pictures of Jack's hand.
Pictures of randomness. Okay, anyway, back to me. Back to me. Yeah, so character descriptions are going up periodically on our social media channels. So if you're a budding artist and fancy drawing these unlikely bunch of reprobates, then please go ahead and put up your pictures and tag us in it at slice&d6. Would be very much appreciated. Does anyone else have any announcements at all before we start today?
I do.
Marta does. Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Am
While
I
you
on
do that,
camera?
I will
How's
sort
my
out.
hair?
I will sort you out.
How's my hair? Is my hair okay?
Your hair
Okay.
is perfect.
Other than,
You missed like 2
my hair,
episodes.
that's one announcement. I missed 3
Yeah,
episodes.
I have an announcement.
Thank you
My
very much.
hair is-
Marta is back! Yay!
Hey!
That's an announcement. And
No,
you guys
so
were here last week, so it's fine.
Mr. Bart / Brucon and a
Well,
bunch of other peeps were doing a Stand Up to Cancer Game On event again. We did one last year. We raised over £2,000 for it, and basically what we do is play video games for 24 hours straight. And if you think it's fun, yes, it's fun, but it's also incredibly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And also hilarious because when sleep deprivation comes in to really fast-paced gameplay, and we usually play stuff like Destiny, and we're going to play Borderlands 3, and a bunch of PvP stuff. Yeah, it's going to get pretty ridiculous. We are just finishing up a little trailer as well, so you can get a little taste of just how crazy things get. But yes, so there is a Just Giving link. It's justgiving.com/24-hour game stream. And yeah, every little helps. So give to a good charity.
Give now, give often.
Yeah, and we will because when is it? Sorry,
It's on the 12th to between the 12th and the 13th of October. That's a Saturday through to the Sunday, starting at 10 a.m. UK time, and finishing 10 a.m. UK time. Obviously, maybe an extra hour in it because last year we did it on the weekend where the clocks changed. So
Oh,
it's actually
no.
25 hours.
I can appreciate that. Yeah. So we'll talk about that again next week. And in the meantime, I will get a link up on our Twitch channel so that we can just be like, hey, scroll down there, and you can just click directly and start giving.
Tune in to watch people lose their minds travelling through time on sleep deprivation. It's crazy.
I can vouch for that. Having a couple. 2 years ago, I did a 72-hour stream with it was a team of 7 of us, and yeah, even though we were doing it in shifts, I can certainly appreciate 24 hours straight. You'd lose your mind, especially doing the small hours of the morning, the 3 to 5 a.m. No,
I found I kind of crashed around 6, and it was just complete and utter mayhem.
With that finishing on the Sunday, will you guys be here on the Monday?
We will, because we're finishing 10 a.m. Sunday.
Good, good.
Oh, so you're going to be well rested enough to come because if you are not feeling up to it, it's no pressure. Your characters won't die, probably.
I was going to give
we'll
the
be
exact opposite announcement.
Oh, okay.
I was going to be
My
like
character's
accidents.
going to
could
die.
happen.
Accidents.
No.
Exactly.
We'll be here, and we'll have many, many tales to tell, I'm sure, of massive nerd rage.
And now, speaking of tales to tell, it's about time to carry on this little tale of our heroes as they continue their journey in the Rat King lair. Here we go. It's episode 12 of Slice and Dice. One dog was thrown over a wall. Yes, dogs. Anyway,
Not by you.
I like that we come back on and you're saying, yeah, one got thrown over a wall, and it's like, oh, I've got to really give some context now, don't I?
No.
No, we don't.
I see.
Okay, so last time, chaps, in fact, last couple of episodes, so when you came back to the Flaming Jack's Bar and Grill, or for some of you, the first time at Flaming Jack's Bar and Grill, which the road leading out of or the trail even leading out of the Basilisk Cave ended up bringing you back outside. You sought refuge there to rest up, and Jackman Winklebottom, the proprietor, has had some news for you. It appeared that some wanted posters had gone up, one specifically about Seth, although nameless, but a picture very much like yourself with the tricon hat and the scarf.
Highlighting just me.
I'm just saying, there was one of you, and there was also another one without a picture that was noted a group matching your description, and a piece of machinery, the Stonebreaker, which had been stolen, and there was a reward for the return of both of those things, or return of Seth to authorities, although nameless at this time. 20 gold pieces, you asked. I had to come up with that on the spot. 20 gold pieces. There you go. Not enough. Not yet. Got to do more things. So, in exchange for free lodgings at Flaming Jack's Bar and Grill and him not reporting you to the authorities, you agreed to investigate the rat's nest that appears to have got worse in his cellar.
So much worse.
And boy, did it get worse. As you have discovered, actually, an underground cavern and what appears to be the remains of an ancient cult of some variety. Coming across a couple of, it seemed to be to do with some aquatic-themed god of some variety, considering the all of the fish-eyed humanoid type, the octomur statue as well, all of this kind of goo that was emanating from it. It was a bit gross. And you also had one of your party a couple of your party even, having voices in your head as being communicated by other entities. One of which is only communicating with Seth at this current time, and that's worrying. And another one which all of you heard and actually turned out to be a very intelligent rat.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
I've just seen Drake Lazarus has commented, I'm thinking of streaming me watching this stream. It's going to be the next Gogglebox. Yes.
Please do it. Please, Tom. Please.
That would be great. We can call it... no, Twitchbox is too broad. It needs to be specific.
He's going to have a green screen of just like a nice field of dogs running in it, and every time I'm talking it's going to turn to fire or something.
You know what? Probably help him set that up.
Why? I kept you alive for 3 sessions.
No, I won't. I swear.
I did fire punches.
No, you did a fire kick.
Oh yeah, you guys are
But anyway, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but yes, those things did happen. But anyway, so you came across a rat with a very high intelligence and seemingly could turn invisible, and was willing to cooperate with you. His name was Nibbles, and he has agreed to aid you.
I think you can find his name as
Nibbles, as he was the much maligned second in command of this particular outpost of rats. Now, you came across many mutated rats already, including spider rats, a rat bear pig, which is super ethereal, and
You forgot about the rat bear pig.
rat bear pig is real.
Somebody is secretly Al Gore.
Yeah, perhaps
Will
the
he
Rat
tell us
King
an
could be
inconvenient truth?
Al Gore.
Will he?
I mean, it's certainly inconvenient. That's true.
This cave is a series of tubes.
You also came across a dragon rat as well, and one that you haven't fought yet, but you have seen is a rat that seemingly had a stalk with an eye sticking out of it as well, which is a little bit worrying. But if you come across any more of those, but it wasn't all bad.
Where? See that one?
In one of the cages,
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
because a couple of you was like, you know what has eyes on stalks, right?
Yeah.
You also managed to liberate a prisoner down there, a dragonborn, a red dragonborn by the name of Thresh Mountainborn, who you set free, and apparently he had been abducted by the Rat King. He's not entirely sure why, but he did say that his blood was taken, so it could perhaps be to create some of these monstrosities that you've been fighting. You set him free and let him on his way, and in Draconic he said to Neris that basically he's going to try and go find a new home in the mountains. Don't wait for me, essentially. He's going to leave. You guys actually told him to go and wait with Leobrin, and he's gone, nah, I'm off. pretty much, is what
Fresh
happened.
out.
Fresh out, for now. So, one of the other things you discovered from Nibbles is that was that there is a door with demon paintings of fresco-style demon spirits painted onto the walls, and the Rat King apparently uses this as the entrance to his laboratory. And whenever he goes there, he uses a purplish flower. You then went to look for these purplish flowers. You found one along with this fish-eyed statue. You found two. You did, exactly. Along with this fish-eyed humanoid, which was yes, fish-eyed statue, should I say? Which was beckoning whoever came close to it to give the blood, take the power. Malar managed to, as he was the one sent forward, managed to resist the temptation of this fish-like entity. Streaming live to Pinewood Studios, apparently. Thanks, Marshall. Good to see you. Hey, representing, because Marshall can't be here this week, but we appreciate that. Pinewood Studios, hello. Okay, so yes, you managed to get a hold of these flowers before reconvening after being attacked by purple sprouting mushrooms, which were somehow animate. You managed to fight those off, and you reconvened at the crossroads.
Saw them live a few years ago, purple sprouting mushrooms. They were really good.
Did they do a whiter shade of pale?
Every time somebody says the word mushrooms, I just hear Pippin in my head.
Mushrooms!
Mushrooms.
Anyway, you reconvene back at the crossroads. There is a stream opposite to you, and just as you're deciding what to do next, whether to rest or whether to carry on, Brucon spots a leather pouch hanging from the ceiling.
Indeed you do.
That's where I like to keep all my little pouches.
Yeah.
Just hanging
So-
on the ceiling.
So, guys, that's where you are. What would you like to do?
How tall is the ceiling? How far
About
away?
20
from...
feet high.
20 feet high. Right. Okay, now there was an app for this.
Kind of rocky ceiling. What did you want to know?
How jump height works.
Oh, okay. Now, jump height is your... if you have a 10 feet run up, I believe, it is your strength modifier.
Right.
Unless you have anything that adds to that, like if a particular feat or something.
Yeah, well, there's a monkish ability I can use to double my jump distance.
Double your jump distance, right? Okay, and then for a
So hang on, strength modifier, 10-foot run up, strength modifier
yeah, so you have
in feet.
in feet, yeah,
So
2 feet up from where you are. So if you're reaching up, that gives you half your height.
All right, yeah, okay.
So you're like 4 feet. So if you reach up, that gives you another 2 feet to 6 feet. You can reach 6 feet. If you jump 2 feet, you can jump and grab 8 feet.
Okay, so that'll be 4 on top of it, so that'll be 8. So that would not be enough. Okay.
Can I interject?
Yes.
I do have mage hand.
Okay, then, and as an alternative, sorry, I've been in stunts mode for too long.
You're just like, must jump up.
I forgot that there's a member of the party, in fact, several members of the party who can reshape the universe according to their will. How about I defer to my universe reshaping colleague here? Sorry.
Fresh from mending Malar's cloak.
We literally had this exactly. I'm sorry. People laughed when I got mending, but
It's a really versatile.
Really versatile.
The non-combat stuff is always useful.
Yes, exactly.
Apart from in
Also,
combat.
when I fell, I took a lot of damage. I still fixed. I cleaned up after myself.
Yeah, which is nice. You cause damage and then you fix things occasionally.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice. Okay, so
Right, so I'd like to mage hand that bad boy.
mage hand that bad boy. Alrighty then. So let me just have a look. Okay.
As he's contemplating, as Brucon is contemplating.
Just looking at it,
jump
and
height,
if I jump to there, then I can do a sort of handspring off there,
I'm
and
not
then
gonna
backflip
say
into this section.
anything. I'm just gonna cast mage hand.
How much
from
weight
something.
can a mage hand hold?
If a mage hand could hold weight,
Sorry.
You not use mage hand just to push.
you couldn't possibly have.
It
taken
depends.
your-
Yeah, but it depends how much force is needed to move it, because mage hand can't pick up
Everybody,
heavy
do your
things.
Yeah, it's a race.
To all our different spell outs.
I'll just get the old-fashioned player's handbook.
And your last.
Yeah, probably.
Hand can't attack or carry more than 10 pounds.
More than £10. Right, thank you. I was so close. I was so damn close. I even turned to the right page. I was like, ha-ha! Oh. Okay, so I will say, for the purposes of this, you need to make a check. So this will be, because it's with your mage hand, I'll say make an Arcana check. Hey, he saw where I was going with that.
D20?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm a little rusty. It has been 3 weeks.
Exactly. I'm going to get you in straight away.
That's not good. That's 5 plus 4, 9.
So for all of your innate magical powers that you've kind of been born with, as long as you've known, you haven't quite got a lid on your mage hand and just how much you can do with it, or what restrictions there are. And so you send it up. You try to get it to just whack into this satchel, and it ripples, but nothing. It doesn't move. It doesn't budge currently.
Before Neris gets angry that it's not moving in 5 or 6, can I try and throw a knife at the strap?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So from what you can see, it looks like it's attached to the ceiling. You can't really see the straps, but you can certainly make a guess where they would be, judging by the layout.
Yeah. I have another idea after that, if that fails.
I have an idea.
But for just normal attacks, it would be 15.
Okay, so it's a leather bag, but so yes, that does rip into it, and you don't quite get a strap. But what you do is cause a hole in
Can I
it.
be ready to catch stuff?
Yep. So
I have
actually,
faith in my skills, but just in case, I'm ready to catch stuff if they fall out.
so you throw the dagger. Sorry, yep.
Well, I was just going to say, and Brucon can also.
Yeah.
You're like,
but-
"Whoa!"
but sadly,
So you
mage hand again to catch.
yeah, you can do that. That's good.
Or
Who's
an item.
okay? So you throw the dagger up. It rips into the bag. The dagger's now coming down, so you have to
Daggers.
move out the way.
Oh, no.
The dagger is coming down. Sorry,
okay.
the dagger's coming down.
I was
The
like,
dagger
bag of
is.
daggers, like, what are the chances?
The dagger is coming down. So that kind of discounts Malar helping, because it's like going towards him. He's like, whoa, moves out the way. Drake Lazarus says, imagine fighting an Errol Flynn-like pirate villain who stabs your sail and rips all the way down it. You can cast Mending as he starts, and he's just stuck there, even in combat. That is true. Then keep that one under your hats for when that comes appropriate, Marta.
Yes, I am ready. Thanks, Tom. Drake, sorry.
So
I
anyway,
had to check them. I was like, how do you get my drink? And I was like, oh.
you guys with your Fantas. We're not
You thought
sponsored,
you were
by the
the
way.
rogue. It
I
turns
know.
out I am the
I
rogue.
was really impressed. Like, how did he do that?
Look at me.
We do not.
I'm the rogue now.
We do not currently have a sponsor for this stream, but Evian.
I'm sorry, you need to do a hair clip, like a slow-mo. Let's switch the stream to
Worth
60 FPS.
This was not paid for, by the way. Okay.
Simple hair team.
Assemble the hair game. The hair game is strong. Okay, so you rip into the bag, and some coins start tumbling out. Gold coins start tumbling out of it. So if you two are going to try and, well, three of you
I'll
are
let
all going to
coins
try and
fall.
do it. So you two, I'll say, oh, you're going to let it go. Okay.
Coins, I'm gonna let
You're going to try and grab the coins?
Are they falling on me?
This is the interesting thing. The bag is kind of above just the edge of the water. That stream that you're opposite on this
That we can
crossroads.
indeed hear with the BGM right now.
Exactly. So the bag, so the coins, if you don't do anything, are just going to fall straight into the water. In fairness, it's near the shore, so it probably wouldn't go that far. But
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand because.
so you still got the mage hand out, so you can just move it
Yeah.
down there, and
Yes.
try and catch the
Now-
coins.
Now we're going to try. I don't have my hat. Now we're going to try and catch stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Arcana check for you. Dexterity checks for you. No, let's put a skill on it. Sleight of hand for you two to try and nimbly grab the
So,
coins.
Arcana.
You're using Arcana, yeah.
19.
19. That's good.
Dexterity.
You get 10. You get 10 gold pieces in that hand. Yep.
13 on the sleight of hand check.
13 before the hand is kind of disappears inside a Brucon. As he just comes up and pulls out probably a bit of your clothing or something, just to kind of scoop up and get the rest of the coins. Coins are fine. 24. Okay, so you, whilst the other fools are distracted by the coins, you see a red glint and a ruby topbles out, and you go mike and just snatch it out of the air. So you manage to get hold of a.
Malar's not here. He's our treasurer.
It
Right.
actually turns out it's not a red ruby. It's a golden bracelet that shines ruby red in torchlight, in the light.
That would look great on Neris. I'm just saying.
Before lastly, a
I'll wait till I piss you off.
and you see one more thing, a small packet in a sort of hempen-like bag falls out, and you grab that with your other hand. It appears to be a small packet containing, well, some kind of dust, really. Granular grey.
So from this in a cave, we acquired dust.
Yes, you've acquired some dust. As far as you know, it's dust.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Yeah, of course you can.
Was it a gold bracelet?
Gold bracelet, yeah. It's worth 100 gold pieces.
17.
17. Okay. Casting your hand over this, you feel it's very... You feel like the water that's in this area and causing a lot of moisture, there is no moisture around this dust at all. It's in fact dust of dryness, is what you found. And you also have another packet of what you believe is sand, which you don't know what it is from the first session. I just thought I'd remind you of that.
Sorry, can you remind me the precious, the valuable thing?
It was worth 100 gold pieces. It was a golden bracelet with a rippled pattern that shines ruby red in the light.
If you're in water, you can cover yourself with it.
Cool. Treasure roving today. So we've got 100 GP ruby bracelet, dust of dryness.
So you essentially have emptied the bag. However, your dagger is floating on top of the water.
No, go back. I'll go try and grab it. How far is it?
You're gonna have to swim out. It's right in the middle.
I
I say swim. It's not that deep. Sorry, it's maybe like 3.5 feet at its deepest. Yeah, you don't need to dive in. It's floating on the water. You could walk over to it. But it is gradually moving. The current is kind of pushing everything down to the right of you, away from you. So you'd have to run out there to try and grab it before it moves.
I'll have the mage hand drop me the gold pieces.
Okay, right. So for this then, because this is going to be hasty, you're going to need... Yeah, do an Arcana check again, but it's going to up the DC because it's you've got to do this quickly.
So it's 12.
12, okay, just not enough time. It's just not quick enough, and the dagger's just floating downstream.
Run for the dagger.
Right, you need to make a dexterity check.
Oh no. Whatever will he do?
16. Oh, the rogue went in.
Sorry, 14.
14. Okay, that is enough. But as you start running in, you realise that the rocks underneath are not the only things to keep your footing, because there is also some sorry, what do you call it? Moss. There we go. Don't know why moss slipped my. I was like mush. It's not mush. Moss. You got some moss that's now sitting on the bottom of the river, and you kind of manage to keep your footing, and you start going towards the knife. You pick it up. You're maybe 20, 30 feet away from where you came in. What's your perception? Passive perception.
Passive is 12.
12. Okay. Something catches your eye with your dark vision as you run down there. You can see further ahead. There's a small glint in the water further ahead of you.
Away from us.
Away from the group, further downstream.
How far away does it look?
It looks maybe 40 feet away.
Is it moving?
Not moving. Just a glint in the water. It looks like something shiny.
If the water's like 2-3 feet deep, so I
Yep.
can swim in it, can't I?
Yeah, you can swim in it. Yeah.
So I'm going to choose to swim. Since I've been slipping on the ground,
Mhm.
I'm going to choose to swim.
Just paddle.
And then, how fast is the water going?
It's not that fast.
So I can swim against it.
You can
on the way
no,
back.
you'll be swimming with it, but on the way back, yes, you can
I
easily.
basically don't want to go there and be like, oh, shiny, help me, guys.
Yeah.
Given that you have a
I'm gonna
natural,
go on that travels today.
given your natural prowess for swimming,
Yes,
given your
that's what-
piratey backgrounds and so on, you wouldn't have a problem.
Then yeah, I'm going to swim over to the shiny.
Okie dokie.
Yar.
Okay, so you start swimming. Make a perception check for me. As you'll keep looking, keeping.
Same as my natural.
Okay, so you're keeping your eye on this thing, and you're just determined to swim straight towards it. Like nothing's going to get in my way.
Oh no. Oh, that's bad phrasing.
Okay, I'm gonna, and I'm genuinely not metagaming here.
Yeah.
When a member of the party goes, "Woo!" and goes away, Burkon tracks that and follows it.
He
Like,
goes,
he's not just going to sit there
"Uh,
going, well, bye.
Yes. So are you going to
Good
swim?
luck, Seth, in all your travels.
Are you going to run or swim?
Run.
You're going to run. Okay, so make a dexterity check for me.
But is he able to stay on
Just-
the river bank? On the
Unfortunately, where you go down, it's just stream. The bank kind of falls away. Well, moves into wall, so it's just wall and stream in the bit that you're in.
Just dexterity or
Just dexterity check. Yeah.
Okay.
Just straight check.
Meanwhile,
20,
Daenerys
not
is
natural.
standing
Oh.
behind, looking puzzled and a bit concerned of why these guys saying nothing have just run down.
Well, this sight you see is not. Brucon isn't quite walking on water because that might come later. But but he is. His feet are his legs are moving at such a speed that it's just churning up water and just making tracks, almost like a speedboat, just straight through the water.
Well,
I'm just
those,
looking at like
Fleeting's just
Why?
standing on the riverside, just pulling his jacket over himself, and he's like, I am not going for a swim. Turning away from the water.
Yes.
I'm imagining Brucon more like those lizards. With the rear legs sort of windmilling as they...
Yeah. That
The
I
little,
like that.
Intimidation, like.
Yeah,
Thing
what was the name of
coming
that one from... Anyway, I'll have to think that one.
Malar just kind of stands at the edge of the water and goes, I don't know if I should go in there as well.
Brucon clocks it and goes, I'll call for you if we need divine assistance, Malar.
Okay.
Can I use mending?
Exactly.
Um,
Theirs is just like.
Meanwhile-
It's like, how much fire to evaporate the river?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
That's a lot of
Seth.
fire, to be fair.
as you get closer to this glint, you can see it just under the water. It looks like some kind of ring, and you're like, oh! And just as you notice that, you then hear other things come out of the water around you, and you look round, and with your dark vision, you can see some reanimated skeletal humanoids start coming out of the water.
How far away are they from the ring?
Oh, from the ring. You're next to the ring.
And
Did not-
They're
That's what it's
around you. They're not within 5 feet of you
Would
currently,
we
but they
hear
are.
them?
Go.
Oh, with your dark vision, you would see it. Actually, no, you're too far away. You would see this though. As you start right now, you're like,
How far
oh
away
no.
am I?
Oh, you swam like a good 40 feet from your position you were before. So you're about 60 feet from the start. No, 70 feet from the start. There you go.
Go. Can I try and grab the ring as quick as possible?
You can try and grab the ring, but first of all, we need to roll for initiative. And can you turn to map 5, please?
So that's Seth or all of us?
That's all of you, because I have a feeling he's going to call for you, like,
Yeah.
help me!
We're into dynamic time. Get it back.
So I assume I've gone this way.
Yes, you have. That's where you've gone, down that way. So I haven't brought up the map yet on the screen, but that will happen.
Anything go?
Meantime, I just need to assemble my forces. Right, rolling for initiative. Was that a natural 20?
That was a natural 20.
I could tell you couldn't contain yourself. I was like,
Well,
yes.
I think the highest Brucon's managed to roll on initiative prior to that roll is like
What?
5.
Oh, that's valid
Was that-
then.
was
That's
that
fair.
Ah, cool. Oh, and Malar also.
I just,
Such is life.
if you're
I'm
Malar
gonna
rolls.
swap. I'm gonna swap.
Much lower.
if you're above 7 initiative, he's just going to get there. The first thing he does is picks up the ring. He's going to go, Brucon! Just come in, punch it through the air, through water.
What?
When you come to save me, if you're above me in like initiative, you go.
But why would I? If I'm saving you, why would I punch you?
punch them? Punch
Who?
them.
Who?
Skeletons.
Oh right, okay.
Saving is subjective, okay?
Okay, so
Saving him from himself.
so on initiative order then.
I didn't realise that's what I was signing up for.
Anyone get 20 or above?
Yes, 23 for Brucon.
23 for Brucon. Okie dokie. Oh, did you roll for Malar?
I did.
You did,
He
great.
did not roll higher than 20.
Excellent. I thought it was unlikely, but anyway. Okay, 20 to 15.
19.
19, roll off with me.
Good.
14 I rolled.
2.
Okie dokie.
Punch.
Skeletons will go next. Then Seth. As was revealed last time, Seth Withook. Yeah. Well, I just thought it was cool. I thought it should be acknowledged. Anyone else in the... No? Okie dokie.
There's Fleeting got 17.
17 for fleeting, great. Okay, 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
Malar got 6.
Hey! Mala got 6. Hey!
Hey, look at my
What did you get, Neris?
2.
2! Oh man.
No, you rolled a 2, so 3.
All right.
3.
Fine.
I mean, it changes
That-
no or
Absolutely
but-
nothing.
It might do.
Well,
doesn't,
it
but it
does because you're not going last because last got 0.
But hang on, if they got 0, then.
No.
Me. Yeah.
Don't do it.
So Brucon, you get a number 1. There you are. No, the skeletons get number 2.
Yes.
You get number 3. There you go.
So, coming
Right.
together.
Fleeting gets number 4.
Where are we?
5 for Malar. 6 for me. No, 6 for you. I'm sorry. And number. That was very much a number Gretchen Wiener. Bye. Okay, great.
Where are we?
Oh, thanks for the Fate Dice suggestion, Drake Lazarus. Any natural 20 rolled off camera gets a -19 penalty.
Most of them.
I love it. I love it. I mean, let's face it, most of them will be, unless we go, right, we must now film this because Drake Lazarus said so. Okay, so
I was going to reinforce that. Yeah.
position things on the map. In fact, if you wouldn't mind being the cameraman, Mr. Barks, I will bring up the action camera,
They call me the cameraman.
and I'll grab the figures. So I don't have any skeletons, unfortunately, as standard practice here. So just gonna be some Lego figures. I mean, just only Lego. Lego's great. Gotta love Lego.
Just Lego.
Lego my ego. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm gonna need some dice for Mala.
That's okay. So you're currently there. One there. And then, I don't know where that one is a crossbow. That's probably another thing. One there.
So, with the water, what happens to their movement speed going upstream?
You'll find it.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Oh yes. So you guys are where Fleeting is. Apart from Brucon, you're halfway down the water.
You are?
Yeah, about there. About that there. Okay. So, top of the round, top of the order, Brucon. Brucon.
For once. Brucanukinokinis is going to... right, yeah, what is the movement interference situation? Any?
For you going downstream, none
None.
currently. Just the dexterity check, just each time to
Okay.
avoid slipping.
Yeah. I've just noticed the
Oh, sorry.
snow speeder trooper from the Escape from Hoth.
Yes, there.
Oh no, sorry, no, that's
Return of the Jedi from the
That's
forest.
That's the forest.
One thing actually with movement, now that you've mentioned it, good point. You can either take half your movement, which would mean you don't have to do the check, or if you want to do full movement, it's the check.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Half rounding down, I presume. Yeah. Okay. So that would.
So for you, that's 15 feet, half movement, right? Round down.
Are there stalactites above?
Yes, it's
How
all
high above?
right. About 20 feet.
About 20 feet.
Just under. They're not big stalactites.
And the walls are
Just rocky, mottled wall.
Right. Okay. Okay. Brucon will. Right. These are skeletons. Yeah. Brucon's just gonna. Right. Okay. Brucon is going to move over to the side here. He's going to not.
Not do the check and half
He's
the
not going to do the
movement.
check and move and half the movement around.
Okay,
there,
dokie.
So that'll be 3. So that would take him to and he's going to ready an action if the first time a skeleton attacks Seth, Brucon is going to hurl a dart at them.
Sounds good. Okie dokie. Next is the skeletons. So you'll be able to take that attack because they're going to start moving towards shambling with their bits. They have bits of armor on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of falling off of them as they shamble over to you. That's less than half their movement, so they can get
Yep.
in there.
Cool. Well, as they
What are your hit points on currently?
They're on 18.
18. Okay.
as the attack starts, I'm just going to do a thing because it triggered the
Hit it.
ready action.
What are you throwing? Sorry.
A dart.
A dart.
But I'm
Marvellous.
only throwing it to a grand total of 10.
A 10 doesn't hit, unfortunately. Just knocks a bit of this armor scrap off of this skeleton, and they begin to attack, drawing short swords. Go to attack on Seth. Okay. Well, the first two, a natural 1, so it swings and it loses the sword. It also loses its arm. The arm falls off, so it's now armless. Well, it's got one arm. The other one rolled a 2, so that's also going to miss. And the third one, which is we'll say the one that lost his arm is the one with a hook, just to make it easier, so you know which one it is. Okay. The last one, that's slightly better. So does a 18 hit.
Yeah, it's
18 hits. Okie dokie. You take maximum 8 points of damage as you're hit with a short sword just in the gut. "Ugh," and you hear just an echo, the wince, the little noise you do let out kind of echoes around you, and you realise that ahead of you, there appears to be an end to this cavern. You look up, and there's also, you see, although not particularly well because of the dark vision, there is a statue of some variety, a dark statue in the corner, in the left corner. Yeah, about where you are. Yeah. Okay, that's your go. Next is you. That's fleeting.
So,
No, is you.
I'm going to disengage, and I'm just going to move back to here, so I can attack him. So attack him.
Yep.
That's 20.
20 hits.
So I get my sneak attack. So before combat, will I be able to pick up the ring?
With that initiative, you'd have to do that now. Pick up the
Will it be
ring.
an action?
I'll say you can do it as a bonus action because you're a rogue.
Then I can't disengage. It wasn't moving, was it? It was stationary in the water.
It was stationary in the water, yes.
So no, no.
No, for now, okay.
Yep. So sneak attack damage. He takes 11 damage.
11 points of damage. Nice. It is still up, but
I'm going to move back through the water. Do I have full movement?
yeah, if you make the ooh, hang on, you're going against the current now. So I need you to make a dexterity check to see how far you can get without falling.
What happens if I'm swimming?
It's against the current, so it'll just half your movement if you want to swim.
I'll swim backwards.
Paddle.
So I only move 5.
Your bonus action disengage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can probably just get to that there.
Okay, great.
So yeah, I've gotten to back here.
That gets you out of the way. Fleeting look.
I kind of just want to make him put a toe in the water and realise it's cold and not want to go in.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds about right. He'll use his action to dodge.
But
Yeah.
hang on, no. Here,
You took its head off with that hit.
oh, nice.
It's still a lot. It's still moving though, which is disconcerting. But it's a skeleton.
What's the range of a javelin?
30 feet short range, 120 feet long range. It's definitely over 30 feet to those guys.
And he does have dark vision. Cool. He's going to throw a javelin because he doesn't want to get his boots wet.
Okay, so it's disadvantage because it's over the short range.
Plus a natural 1. 17 and a natural 1.
Okay, so he goes to throw the javelin.
Then he gets it. I don't
It's an
know.
Ace Ventura. Ace
Make a
Ventura
dexterity
2
saving
scenario
throw.
rolling up here.
23.
Okay, no.
23, yes. You manage to move out the way as a javelin. You just hear it fly through the air. And just misses you as you
You just hear
Neo move out the
just
way.
hear an echo throughout the cave. Stop! Helping! Helping!
Actually, you just hear it. Yeah. What was the bounty?
Everyone else can help.
Okay, that's him. I don't think he's got a bonus action. So next is Malar.
Malar. Sharply limited on things Malar can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best options that stand out to me would be either just waltzing forward or seeing if hang on a moment.
Yeah, because he's almost tapped out on spells. The spells are on the back of his sheet.
Yeah, no, I was just looking at. So he's got 1 second level slot left, which 3 skeletons not really worth using on. But cantrip wise, he's a bit.
What's the range on Toll the Dead or Toll the Dying?
Oh, Toll the Dead. I think it's. I want to say it's like 120 feet, maybe 90.
I've forgotten that was.
He can do that.
offensive.
He does
I've
do
forgotten
that.
that was an offensive.
There is 120 feet.
It's less than 120, but I can't remember if it's
The
120.
app that I use does not have Toll the Dead.
I've got Xanathar's, so I'll just check.
Is it in? It's in Zelda.
Yeah.
Toll the Dead is 60 feet.
60 feet.
feet.
That
Okay, so
might
10
just be in
squares.
range.
60.
So yeah.
He can just about get the first 2 if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
And it's the one that's in, so
Sure.
he gets more damage.
Okay,
from it.
Toll the Dead. So that's a saving throw for them.
Yep.
Yes.
Which save is it? Con or dexterity?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. None of those. Great. Well, it's a very wise skeleton. What was the DC?
It'll be 13.
It was 13 on the dice, but it has a -1 wisdom, so it works. So it does.
D12.
D12, yeah.
I've got a D12.
And roll well, sir. Roll well.
I have to. No, it's fine. That's a 7.
7. Oh yeah.
Smack bang in the middle of the problem.
So with that, none of you hear this apart from the animated skeleton hears this haunting death bell, just bong, and it just disintegrates into ash. Falls
It's
apart.
D10 when it's not already been injured.
I think that's right. Yeah. I'm not sure if it has an advantage on undead, but that's besides the point. It's already dead. So next up, Malar's doing that. Is he moving into the water at all, or is he fine?
Sorry.
That
that water is probably not good for my armor, so no, I
just
think
kind
I'll stay here.
of checks out his robes and is like, oh, we want to get those
I
wet.
think I can be of most help from over here.
So it's a nice Malar. Thank you. Okay, next is Neris.
We've had our first approved Fate Die one from Drake Lazarus.
Oh, he's got a few in there. I'm
No,
just.
that's the first one I approve of. I
Okay.
don't like all his other ones.
Because of all that.
Automatic, so any natural one rolled off camera automatically gets a +19.
So
because
basically,
You know, I read that
1
earlier.
and 20.
I like that one.
Basically, 1 and 20, they're essentially the same thing, right? You just
Yeah,
flip them around.
There's no
Just
massive
reverse.
difference between them. They're only one side apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Neris.
Yes. So she starts ready to cast Firebolt, but then she remembers Seth gave her a bow. Some
You
arrows.
did a longbow.
So she takes the bow out. Exactly. Does the whole elven pose.
Not a natural one.
Classic
Can't
elves.
keep dodging.
Alright,
Yeah, that's decent.
that's 17.
17 hits. Which one are you aiming at? There's one-
The one that hasn't been hurt yet.
The one who. Well, neither of them you hurt. Just one that is lacking an arm.
Yeah, well, the one.
The one
that
with the
has
sword.
everything, yes.
Nice. Sounds good. Roll for damage.
It's
It's a D8
D8, yes. Is this a D8?
plus your dexterity modifier in damage.
So
No.
2.
2 points of damage.
Damn it. Oh well. I
It-
hit, and it didn't hit you.
It hits.
Yay!
It embeds itself in bone. You just hear a crunch as it embeds itself in the bones of this skeleton, which seems unperturbed by your attack.
For now.
For now.
Nerves or... Yeah.
It was a warning shot. That's what it was. All right. Next.
I just remembered something.
Next
What's
time,
that?
waiting will trick
Nibbles is in my pocket.
I forgot the nibbles is in your
Yeah.
pocket. Yeah.
Got that.
He's gonna be quite wet right now.
me. He's been drowning. This
We're just
entire
hearing him
time.
telepathically. Rats can swim, it's fine.
Yeah, but they can't breathe underwater.
He doesn't need to know that.
I'm sure
I think
already
he
knows
does.
that.
I think you'll find he does know that.
Okay, so Seth, you start swimming back, put your head down, front crawl. You're just trying to get as far away as you can, as quickly as possible. Looking in the water as you're swimming, with your eyes open because you naturally can do that because you're a good swimmer. Notice all the rocks and the moss below. You notice one just ahead of you, which is very clean. It's not got any moss over it, and then it starts moving towards you. Okay, so for this one, I need you to. I'll go check what it does first. Hang on. Okay, it's going to make an attack against you. This greyish blob, and it misses with a 5. But it right, okay, yeah. So you've got this greyish mass in the water. It's now underneath you. It's lashed out at you, seemingly like
A mass hole.
yes, a mass hole. Like it's almost like it's kind of got this elastic quality to it. That something like flies out of it and then just immediately comes back to this amorphous blob. Yeah, that's that. It's there in your combat range, so you'd have to disengage to get away from it. Top of the round,
So the round is.
Brucon.
Brucon.
Brucon of the Yukon. I'm so sorry.
No, I like it. It's just that he's just definitely not from the Yukon. But maybe he can become so.
When it attacks, can I give a small warning to Brucon that there's something else in the water?
Yes, you can.
Yes, small bit.
Just, Brucon, help!
Bro, there's something else in the water.
And you still hear nibbles going.
Yeah.
There's something else in the water.
There are other things in the water.
And nibbles can warn.
He can, and he can telepathically communicate with you, so that's good.
Okay. Brucon's gonna. Can he see anything?
Oh, you can make a perception check. I'll let you do it as a free action, as you've been warned.
That would be perception is. That's not my character sheet. 17.
17. Okay. Yeah, you can see the thing in the water underneath him. You can just about make it out with your dark vision, and despite the ripples around it, you can see that there is something clean and grey underwater that's going for Seth.
Okay. Seth, do you need help?
You know, I think I'll be okay. Just head back towards the land. Get away from the skeletons.
Okay. Gonna make the deck. Just gonna attempt the dex check.
Yep,
now
sure.
For the full movement, and that is not a good roll at all. Just dex, yeah.
Just dex.
Yeah, so that's 8.
8. Okay, with that fall flat into the water on your face, you're currently prone.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's okay.
I better head back.
So he just stays where he is, presumably.
You can use the rest of your movement to get. You can use half your movement to get up,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And then
That'll be you.
Yeah,
So you stop drowning.
Okay, I'll try again in a moment.
So yeah, that's you unless you want to use your action to dash or something like that.
Yeah, actually, to be fair.
Action to dash. So make
So
the dex
it would be
check
half-
again.
Oh, right, dex check again. Okay.
Yeah, just because of the slippery.
Oh my God.
What?
So that's okay.
Please, is it a natural
got
one?
this
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
2. Oh.
It was a 2.
Okay,
so that's 5.
okay, so this time you do go back into the water again. This time you can't get up this turn.
No.
So you're not drowning because you'd be like just face plant the water, just splashing around
I've
incoherently.
got this
Do we
really.
see this?
Not from your current angle. He's hugged against the wall. You can't see him,
Yeah.
unfortunately. You hear a splash.
Cheers.
You hear it. You hear a you better.
So they're just gonna, guys, what's going on?
And then just the second time.
Sorry,
just look
hang
at
on a
Mallow
second.
like-
All right, look, I just want a point of principle here. I'm entirely okay with people controlling my character when I am not.
I'm sorry.
But
What would you like to say?
role-playing my character
While you're
I
here.
am also role-playing the character.
Sorry, it's
slightly.
I couldn't resist. I'm
But
so
you
sorry.
But you are right. That is exactly what happens.
All right, okay, I'll take that. I'll yes.
You betrayed me for the
Rein it
last
in.
time.
Rein it in. Okay. I'm going to pull myself back next time and let you do it. So that's your turn. So it's the skeletons.
Yeah,
we
that
don't
was a
know
helpful turn. That
we don't know nothing about new skeletons. So they've got a movement of 30 feet. So I think it's the one with one arm can reach Brucon, I think, with 15 feet.
Yeah, you can.
10,
Yeah.
15
Great.
diameter,
Yeah.
It does.
First, it's got to find me to hit me.
It's got to try and hit you. You're currently prone, so it does have advantage. However, it doesn't have a sword anymore. It has one arm, so it's just flailing at you with its arm. So with advantage, still not great. 10 misses. So it's like,
So there's somebody flailing in the water, and another zombie or skeleton just joined you to keep going.
the funny thing was that that was with advantage. I rolled a 7. If it was not with advantage, I rolled a natural 1, so it probably would have lost its other arm and it'd just be there.
But yeah, you just got a partner in splashing.
And the second one is going to move towards Seth.
So it can.
He saw you splashing and just joined.
Yes, it can. It can get to you. You're swimming, which means you're technically prone as well. So this is going to have an advantage to hit you.
Guys, I think they're friendly. This one's splashing with me.
18 hits. We've established.
Yeah.
This is the last one with a sword. Oh my god! Another maximum. You take 8 points of damage from that. So you're down to
Bruh.
2.
Right, hang
Cool,
on a minute.
yeah, stop that.
Sorry. I'm just keeping track.
Yeah, you critted me twice last session.
I did.
I'm not cool with that.
I mean, it's just the dice. I'm not deciding these things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Chris.
Check the DMs.
Precisely.
Check my dice. Check it. Okay. Next on the list is you, actually, Seth.
If I was swimming
Yeah.
with the current,
Yeah.
is it just my normal movement of 30 feet?
Yeah.
If
It's
I
not a
s-
particularly strong current when you're going
If I
over it.
swam into Brucon to try and grab him, would that count as my action, or could I just collide with him to pull us away? Basically, like with this.
It'd be an action to grapple him, to try and grab onto
Can I just use
him.
my movement to go into him?
You can use your movement to get to him, but if you want to do anything with him, it's going to be a shove attack or a grapple attack.
The water was fast enough that it would kind of like
It's not fast enough, unfortunately, for that. Or deep enough. There's not enough swell. Jeez, swell! Yeah, he's currently prone in the water. You're prone on top of the water. Not that there's that much difference, because it's only a few feet deep, but, you know. You'd have to kind of go under deliberately to get him.
Cool, and if I can get to hit, so I can't
Oh,
get
yeah,
away.
reference.
Cool, I'm going to give my bonus
That's an old school one.
disengage.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Real old.
So I didn't think that skeleton could reach me, I'd added the squares on, so I was going to attack that, and I might remember last week, I forgot that if I hit something, I can disengage for free.
Mm. Oh, because of swashbuckler. If there's only one within 5 feet of you, yeah.
I was good. Right, I was.
It's not mobile. It's against one enemy.
I was going to say because otherwise you are strictly better.
No, it's only in one-to-one combat.
Yeah,
Cool.
swashbucklers
So
love their
I'm going
one-to-ones.
to disengage.
Okay.
I'm going to swim with the current 5, 10, 15, and as I'm swimming, I'm going to
Get your ass over
going to
the.
attack him with the rapier. So I'm swimming, rapier out at my side, swimming past, stabbing it as I go.
Yeah.
Sort
And I
swim
think
by.
with my
Finesse.
positioning, I also get advantage.
Oh, I see flanking. Yeah. Although he is prone, but yeah, I think that's still okay. He's conscious, so yeah. Okay.
The skeleton's busy splashing.
It's
So
distracting.
Just an 18, it's an 18.
18 hits. Rough damage.
So I get my sneak
You're just going to one-shot this guy and save me as I was coming in to try and save you.
I mean, it's possible.
8, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay, yes. Describe how you one-shot this this armless individual.
I'm going to use my full movement of 30 feet to go away. So I've literally just got the rapier out at the side. I've pushed off from the ground to try and swim as fast as I can. Stab the skeleton as I go.
Yep.
And so he's just stuck on my sword, coming with me. So when I stop, I want him to carry on falling off the sword.
Okay, yeah, and it floats down, and it seems to hit a bit of shoreline at the very end there, at that bit, yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I've gone all the way to here.
Right, you are very much in
You
the...
touch a shore of kind of rocky, dusty rock.
Yeah, so that's the end of my bonus action and movement.
Uh-huh.
I'm done.
Does he get to see if he removes the piece of paper?
He can't see down there currently.
That's got to get on land.
Okey-dokey.
Okay, that's you, so it's fleeting next.
Fleeting. He's going to put out the javelin. He's like, I've been practicing that one time. Just now.
Yeah,
Just now.
I just did it before.
So he is. Can he see? I yelled at it or something in the water. Is he able to see? There's the thing. Or is he too far away?
I would say from there he's too far away, yeah.
Cool. So he's going to go for the zombie then.
The skeleton. They obviously
Skeleton.
look the
Sorry.
same because I don't have skeleton figures. Sorry.
So disadvantage. Oh, nice. 16.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah.
Go on,
Yeah,
fleeting.
+3. So javelin 1d6. He does 2 damage.
Okie dokie. So it now has an arrow and a javelin sticking out of it, but it's continuing on.
One on each shoulder. I'm now just thinking of that Ace Ventura scene. where he's
Does
got
it
the
move like
javelin.
the old Harryhausen sort of stop motion kind of weird?
There's a little bit of that. Slightly more fluid than stop motion, but it's got that robotic kind of quality to it.
It's not stop motion. It's anyway, I can't remember. But
As the javelin hits it in the shoulder and does the minimum damage, Fleeting looks very proud of himself. He goes,
yeah,
my work here is done.
yeah,
So, up to you guys
I
now.
have succeeded.
And starts
I mean, that's a lot
contemplating-
more than Fleeting would say, but
Contemplating something, maybe?
No, he's happy with himself.
Oh no, it was stop motion. Dynamation.
it's stop motion. That's a
Yeah,
phrase. I've
very
heard
Harry
that.
Hogan.
Next is
Malar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Has anybody hit the weird grey thing?
No.
Okay.
I was going to, but I got
What
surrounded.
about the other skeleton? Is that bit? That's not taken.
It
It has taken
Oh, it
a
has
hit,
just
yeah.
taken- of
It's
course
got a
it-
javelin
yeah,
and an
so
arrow
it's all-
sticking out
so
of
yeah.
it.
Taking a maximum
Yours-
of 4 damage from 2 hits.
Well, it worked last time. I think I'll try to hold the dead again.
He grabs onto his holy symbol of the 8, channeling Declan to wisdom save.
Please Please tell me one of the 8 is called Antony.
Unfortunately, no. There is one called McPartlin. No. Okay, so 8 failed. So yeah, a
TJ.
D12. Take a D12. Roll high, boy.
TJ and Duncan. No, I refuse.
Dear.
Oh.
I have instead chosen to roll a 1.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it still did damage.
The
That's something.
skeleton's taken 3 hits of pure minimum damage.
Yeah, it's just that. It's tanking hard. It's Boromiring hard right now. Javelin, arrow, now some magic, and it's just still going.
3 hits, 5 damage.
Does that mean it's going to make my friend cry?
Its jaw just slightly dislocates, so it just looks like it's going.
It's very excited about
Yeah.
approaching
And
Bruton.
now it's Daenerys' turn.
Daenerys is gonna
Many
be
people.
really.
Nerys?
Like, really? Like, really, guys?
We are so
Like-
competent.
Yeah. Like, I can do better than that. Grabs another arrow. Look at yourself.
I was looking at Drake's contribution to the text chat actually. He was, one of the skeleton words from Jason on the outlets on his coffee table.
I have 18.
18 on the
Sorry,
skeleton.
19.
On the skeleton. Are you shooting it again?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that hits off damage.
This is a bow.
I don't know nothing about those skeletons.
Hey!
Hey!
Attack damage. That's
eh,
right.
9
I
damage.
said it. Did
9
I
damage.
say it? I said it.
Describe to us how you destroy this skeleton. The last of the skeletons.
Basically in a real huff because she was pissed off at the previous arrow being so crappy.
I mean,
It's like, come on.
better than
She
Really?
would be. She would be. Yeah.
In a huff, she just, instead of the measured arrow she let loose previously, she was like, and it just basically goes straight through the middle of the skeleton, through his spine, and just like makes him collapse in on himself.
Oh yeah, the old Jenga.
Yeah, Jenga.
Yeah.
I love this improvement everyone's making with ranged weapons for their first time using it. Fleeting miss to minimum damage. Minimum damage to maximum
There,
damage.
some practice.
So that's so you can
Basically,
take him from the
She
board.
puts her bow back and does a little bit of this and looks really proud of herself and looks at Valor and bleeding.
Bit of orange appears in her eyes, and Marla, and Fleeting's like. That's
And
pretty
then
much
she
it.
rolls her eyes and just
He
like,
just kind of smiles inanely at you.
Wasted on you people.
Because Fleeting's
Yeah,
sort of just
exactly.
looking for a stalactite for a nap. He's like,
Yeah.
I could sleep in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's Nerys then. So the as you've probably gathered now, the ooze is going to move towards Brucon. It can move 10 feet, so it can get to him. It's going to try and slap into you.
oh dear.
Oh dear. Does
Oh my God.
slap you? Does a 16 hit? I'm so sorry. It's just the.
What's happening right now?
This
Yes, 16 hits.
It's a genteel, if somewhat creepy ooze.
Yeah.
16 hits.
16
okay,
hits.
right. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage, and because I didn't see that until afterwards, you also take 5 points of acid damage.
Acid, damn it. Okay, that's not good at all.
So when you tried to hit it, it just
So
kind of
3 and
dispersed.
4, or 3 and 5?
When it
Three-
tried to
3 and
hit me,
5, sorry.
it missed. I was gonna
Fortunately,
Let's
you're not
not-
wearing metal armor,
Let's
so that's
do
not
that
worrying.
again.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, look-
we don't
yeah,
know whether we
that
can
fortunate.
actually hit it physically.
It'd probably be hit, but you guys can't see it from your
It's
from where you
ooze
are.
in water.
A second one now appears out of the wall here, slinks over to you as well.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
Danger.
Danger, Will Robinson.
13
No.
misses. There we go. Second one comes over. He's like, "Oh," or whatever you say in that moment, but you're going to get out the way of that. Okay. Yeah.
Literally, if it comes next to Nera, she's gonna ew, 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 ew.
Oh god. Okay, so it's actually these two things have the first one at least that hit you did spring out of spring out of thine water, and so it is revealed for a second to the three of you on the shoreline. I'll say. So beginning of the next round is Brucon.
When Brucon, when the ooze hit Brucon and caused him damage, was presumably hurt.
Oh yeah,
Was it as soon as it made physical contact with him?
yeah,
Okay.
melty, a bit melty.
Yeah. Okay. Disengage. Peace the f out of Dodge City right here. So yeah, and yeah, it's going to be a dexterity thingy with Bob in order than not.
Not if you swim towards me.
Not if it's half.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so just going to straightforwardly disengage.
So your swim is half your movement speed because you don't have a swim speed. Is that correct? He has a swim speed. That's why he got to move full movement. So you'll be 15 feet swimming.
Okay.
They're
I believe
okay.
that's right, isn't it, for
Even with
swimming?
current?
Yeah, it's not that strong a current.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
I have been
I haven't really
overestimating.
done any swimming in D&D in
You've
15
got-
years.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
It's been
darn
okay.
sure that it's
Yes.
half movement.
Swimming's half movement.
Unless you have a swim speed. Same as climbing.
Right, okay.
Okay, great.
I've been overestimating the speed of the water. I've been assuming it's like quite a fast river. in
Yeah,
my mind.
it's not that powerful. It looks fast, but it's not that powerful. Okay, so
Well,
Brucon,
that was Brucon's.
that was your action. Oh, nothing else. Okay, I was like,
We're disengaged.
action to disengage. I was thinking like patient defense, but that's a dodge. That's a different thing. And that's a key point thing.
Yeah, but he wants to. Well, maybe he shouldn't. But anyway, there's not a huge amount. I guess he could have.
To be honest, this is not a dumb move at all. It's quite a smart move. Just saying, just mettering it slightly. So good job. Next, skeletons are out, so remove that one. So Seth.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
And what?
What?
Even with my swim speed, it's still half movement to get upstream, isn't it?
Yes.
Cool.
Against the current, and you're also swimming uphill.
2 HP.
A lot of that going around.
Can I move here and grab Brucon
Yeah.
and just try and swim us both to the shoreline to get us onto ground?
Yeah, you won't need to make the check if you're willing to let this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to
I
grab
consent.
Brucon and we're going
HR will
to
approve.
Yeah.
swim up.
I'm happy to sign
Yeah.
whatever waiver you need, man.
So we're now
You need to indemnify yourself.
You're on the
for-
shore, yeah.
we're
Totally
now
on board
on
with
the
it.
shore.
You notice as you're pulled to the shore that there is a so this thing you noticed earlier, this blackened kind of altar almost with some objects on the top in the corner.
As I say, before I get onto the thing, 'cause I've seen one of them underwater before it was moving.
Yes.
What it looked like, and I could see underwater fine.
Yes.
Can I make a perception check of where we're swimming to see if there's any where we're going?
Yeah.
Just so I'm not like investigating, looking all the way around.
But you're just trying to make sure you know where these things are.
Looking this way, can I see if there's any around us?
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check.
That's not good. 8.
8. Okay, so you don't see any more of these ooze-like things. You don't see any more clean-ish rocks. Obviously, most of the rock formation on the walls and the ceiling, it's got this moisture. It's quite damp due to the waterway. What you do see, which isn't on the map, because I forgot about doing that, is that actually the stream continues this way. The altar is here. It's kind of on top of the water, so the water moves around it.
Okay.
The waters
so it's
continue
like
here.
a stalagmite.
Like a stalagmite, only it's
Coming up,
carved.
and
It's an
and
actual
then it's an altar.
And you see here that the stream suddenly ends, but you know that the cavern goes back further than that, to about there.
There's just no air.
Okay.
It's just air there, and you're like, water suddenly ending. I wonder what this could be.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Water falling. Oh no!
Cool. Well, I've used my action to grab
Well, there
Brucon.
you go. Rewind it, man. Yep. Sharp back to the bottom. Most likely.
I've got nothing else to do, so yeah, I'm done.
Okay, great. So fleeting, fleeting. I'm going to say needs to make an intelligence check.
That's be shocked. You bitch. 17.
17. Okay, so he saw Brucon suddenly be nabbed from the water and start thrashing, and then before realizing, he doesn't realize, but he goes, it's probably fine, just leaves him to it.
No, I totally thought you were. If he failed that, he was going to try and attack me for grabbing him.
He was.
Oh.
If he failed it, he was going to attack you. He was going to throw a javelin at you, but he succeeded, so it's fine. So you're fine.
He can see.
He can see, however, he couldn't see what grabbed him. You're swimming. No, so it's difficult to see with that. But he did see that ooze leap out of the water, so he can try and make an attack against it with disadvantage. Well, because of the javelin length, but also because it's under the water, so it's partially obscured. That's the red one it can see. It hasn't seen the green one.
Yeah.
Traffic light party. I think he's nearly out of javelins now as well.
Yeah, so
It's just floating along the
will be his
water.
third one. They're all floating down the stream. So try and, when we get towards the end of combat, I'll try and collect them all.
I've always been intrigued by the idea that paladins get to start with, isn't it? Is it 10?
I think it's 5.
5.
Yeah, because like, where would you store
That's
10?
still a lot of javelins, though. Like,
With
I did javelin at school.
advantage,
They're big.
10. They're really big.
11.
11 with disadvantage. 11, and that does hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, not good armor class. So yeah, rough damage on the ooze.
That is
Is.
3 plus 1.
On
4.
a straight voice guy.
4 damage.
Ooze.
It's still there in the water. The javelin seems to pass through it, and it just starts rolling down the river, down the
I'm
stream.
going to keep an eye out for javelins floating downstream.
Yeah, you do that.
Put them onto land.
But
You
the
do
thing,
that.
It did take damage.
It did take damage, yeah, but it just passed through it, so it straight through and then it back together. But it did take damage. It's not like it moved out the way. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So next will be Mala.
Mala doesn't have dark vision either, does he? People not so much with the dark
Got
vision.
his candle.
He has a candle which has light
Yeah.
cast on it, although that would be fine. That'll be fine for this. Yeah.
Okay, so,
Which is going in his trunk.
it does have a vague idea of what's going on
Yeah.
for
I mean, he
downstream.
could throw that, or I could light a rock eventually.
Yeah.
And he's been able to see the skeletons.
Well, it's just about what's a sensible decision for him to make in a situation where he doesn't really want to use
Yeah, don't use the spell slots.
a spell slot,
Got cracking.
but doesn't necessarily have a fantastic idea of what's going on.
Can they physically see it?
The ooze.
For Malar, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. Is the
They get both because they're under the water. It's going to be difficult. They spotted it jump
I don't
out,
think
but
he used hold of it because he can't see it.
No.
he has to have a clear line of sight, which he doesn't currently have on it, without getting in.
I think Malar's turn probably involves shouting downstream and going, do you need help down there? Should we come and assist?
And as his voice echoes through the chamber and lulls down, the three of you on the shore pick up again a sound which, during this frenetic combat, you've kind of forgotten about, but that consistent humming sound, that is a bit louder now than it was when you were at the crossroads. It's a stronger humming sound. For the three there, for you two, you can't hear it. There's a lot of rushing water, but for you three, you can hear this. Which it's been there throughout, but it's only now that you notice. Since last session where I pointed it out. Yeah, just so you know. Okay, so next is Neris.
Right, so she saw that.
Yep, you saw it jump out.
You're like, that's Chris. Takes her, go out, shoots it.
Okay, so it's disadvantage to hit it because it's in the water.
So I take 2.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yay!
Today's a school day in D&D.
Fifth edition, so good for new
6.
people. It's much easier to grasp than earlier editions, from what I gather.
Yeah. Oh man, 3.5 edition was rough.
Heavy.
Ooh.
I gather that's basically Pathfinder's based on 3.5.
Pathfinder is smoother.
Oh.
No, you got +3 to your bow.
Oh, there we go.
You had
Add your
you had
dex
So
proficiency
modifier.
that's
as well.
9.
Yeah,
9
dex
to
mod
hit.
+1, but it
Yeah.
also had proficiency.
9 hits, actually. It's got an arm class of 8, so yeah.
Ahmad.
Good show, jolly good show. So rough damage is D8, and it'll be plus your dex mod damage.
So,
2 points of damage.
You're like in the min-maxing today.
Clearly, yes.
So you hit that
All on purpose.
hit that red one.
Next one, use your best spell. You want maximum damage.
Okay, great.
I'm seeing the pattern now.
How much damage? So 2. Oh,
I know,
It had
sad
3,
face.
didn't it?
sad. No. It's more than fine. Okay,
Oh, God.
not more than fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I
It's fine.
still have a bonus.
Yep.
action?
Yeah, if you got a
Can I
bonus
move?
action.
can use that to
That's
move.
not an action. You can move.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you
alright. Okay, just move. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm starting to get impatient and I don't like the humming. So guys, I think whatever it is, let's just get it over with. And how much?
So
was that?
if you're moving through the stream, you'll notice the mossiness. So it's half movement if you don't want to slip, or you can do full movement and make a dex check.
No, just half.
You're
One.
just carefully in the water.
I didn't see what happened to Brucon, but I heard it. He's
Yeah, I
more
heard
dexterous than I am. Not going to risk that.
Smoothly, lively, moving
And
through
I'm
the
holding
water.
my staff, quarterstaff.
Okay, so you would have.
So put that back. Took out my quarterstaff, and just holding it as I'm walking.
By the way, when you
Yeah.
level up,
It's an orc.
when you level up, that is an
Oh, yeah,
option.
yeah. We discussed
You were
this at
looking
length.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Strictly speaking,
I
I
was
was
just looking at it and going, oh yeah, that spell
If I
is
survive
PIMP.
tonight, I will be leveling up,
Mhm.
and I have some plans that James has helped me form.
Oh,
And I'm already afraid of you for them.
great, great. I would say strictly speaking, because you can only stow or draw one weapon. You'll have the bow in one hand and you'll have the
Okay.
quarterstaff in the other. Okay.
Then I'll just put it away and.
So you've got one and one, so you're like that. And then next turn you can put one away. So next is it's the ears. They make them both move 10 feet towards you two. They're moving through the water, so you can just see you can just see ripples on top of the water. You can't actually see what's underneath from here.
Slowest Jaws chase ever.
It's a very slow Jaws chase.
Dun,
No, it's more like
dun,
dun
dun.
dun.
And they combine into one, and it's suddenly dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Next, Brucon, top of the order,
Uh,
top of the round.
Brucon's not.
Bottom of the fifth.
Brucon's not having a good day.
Two of you are in a precarious position.
Having an extremely rough day. Brucon wants to inspect the area immediately surrounding him.
All right then, make a dexterity check.
Dexterity.
I made a perception check. That was a good test
I
though.
thought you might.
What?
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. The bonus is exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
And that's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear, with a 7. So yes, you notice this darkened altar.
Gambler.
The bottom of it seems to have been carved to resemble a pile of bones.
They were carved, right?
Not the skeletons, the altar. The base of it above the water. It's flat. The flat top of it is stained with a dark red. So like dried blood has been on it. That's all you can see at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He turns back, sees that that Ivan Ooze is approaching, and throws a dart at it.
Throw it out into the water. So disadvantage because
Yeah.
you're going to get through the water.
Yeah. I did a marshal. It was marshal, wasn't it? Who repeatedly rolls
The same.
the same number.
Oh
of both
yes, did it
so that's-
3 times in
so
one
that's
session.
13.
13 hits. Yeah. I'm assuming you're going for
Did
the.
the thing.
We'll say you're going for the red one because it's already damaged
Yeah,
and that's
fine.
easier.
And then darts d4. So, that will be 5 damage.
5 damage, nice. It's a nice dart connecting, and it almost. You don't see this, but you do. It's partially obscured, but you see the dart gets absorbed by this thing.
Yeah.
And it just carries on. Okay, that was a gross sound. Next is Seth.
The swimming upstream for me.
Yep.
Do I need to make a dex check?
Don't mean to make a dex check, no, but it is half movement, yeah.
Cool. I'm going to go into the water.
Yep.
I'm going to swim, so 5, 10, 15.
Yeah.
Bonus action to dash.
Yeah.
So get that 5 extra foot. And
Yeah.
I'm going to hit that one.
Hit it. You're like, I can take this guy.
I've got my rapier.
Twisted.
Oh,
Loaded.
so 22.
How much?
20.
Oh.
No, that was the. Oh yeah, for that.
That hits, yeah, that hits. Roll for the damage. Oh. Now, with Swashbuckler, because there's another ooze next to it, does that...
Nope, so as long as there's nothing within 5 feet of me.
Of you? Oh, okay, well that's something entirely different. Okay, you carry on.
That's why I didn't attack him before, because he was...
Had his mate.
I hadn't had someone near me.
Okay, good to know.
So I'm always going to try and fight them one-on-one for me.
Yep.
So, so I did 14... 17 damage.
17 damage.
Okay, I'm just going to be super clear here right now. Brucon is not the smartest guy, but he's not stupid, and he knows that an attempt to save Seth, that would result in Brucon's own death.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
It's not
smart.
helpful. So
I'm gonna swim
you're
back.
on your own there, Chief, because Brucon is... Woo!
Is it up?
It's down, that one's gone.
Cool.
Yes.
With that, you pierce with the rapier and it just kind of disintegrates.
So,
Your rapier sizzles with the acid clinging to it, but it's still okay.
so with my dash, so I only used 5 feet to go forward, but it would have been 10.
Yeah, so you can carry on moving, yeah.
So I've got 20 feet more, so I'm going to swim back to shore, let the current swim with me.
And
Back towards shore.
he almost arrogantly just kind of backstrokes away through the
I
water.
can live with that.
Okay, great.
I might
Next,
start keeping a count of the number of things Brucon damages, which Seth then just goes, ha ha! and just one shot.
Dude, you stole my kill.
Steal. This all started from me retrieving a dagger. I don't want to throw a dagger at him.
So Fleeting's turn. I'm going to say that Fleeting at this point sees you going into the water, kind of looks down there himself and just yeah.
Can Fleeting just hold? So he's got his fourth javelin. He's just going to hold it, and he's just going to hold it. He's just waiting for it to be within range. It's not going to come back in range.
Like fishing.
And
with
he's
a
just
spear.
standing there. He's like, I've got this, guys. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I'll say
Stand
to
there waiting.
translate into Fleeting speak. This would be he's holding it ready, and he's like, oh, whatever took Brucon, I'm going to get it.
And Brucon's a zealot.
I'm right here.
Oh, he can see you. Yeah, it's in his dark vision. Yeah. Just
So
like,
he's going to hold that
I
until
mean, I'm not fine, but
until
I'm
either
okay.
an enemy is actually like visible within like 30 feet of him.
yeah, that'll be the
or
trigger.
until
Yeah,
someone tells him combat's over. He's
Yeah.
going to hold that pose.
sounds good. Malar. Oh,
I
He
did
also
throw
lift
sound.
lift his robes and perhaps enter the water.
None of you have seen the second one, have you?
No.
Session, no.
No.
No, I was gonna.
The second
do a
ooze.
perception check.
It's like yes.
None of the group are there, I'm sure. So yeah, Mallard was just. Sorry, I felt
It's okay.
compelled. I can't start.
You can't not do
Yeah,
that.
It has to be done.
I think I'll go and join our compatriots.
And splashes in. So half his movement will be 3 squares. But it wouldn't count for going into it.
Right.
So then from here it would then become 1. Whoa!
Whoa. Oh.
What's going
Whoa.
on?
That doesn't count as next check.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. He's in the
He's
water.
not going to attempt dex check.
Alright.
That sounds good. Neris.
I want to do a perception check because
Yeah, it sounds
I
good.
don't know where the other one is, right?
Yeah, and you can just see that you've already seen the ripples in the water, but you can't
Okay. Oh,
see
yeah.
under the water. So you can make a perception check and see if you can spot it. What do your elf eyes see?
Well, tell me what 11 gets me.
11. Okay. So
Water.
water everywhere, and
Also,
not
I
a
have
drop to
13
drink.
Passive perception.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because this was a check,
Yeah.
it doesn't count. But with your 11, the humming now is louder as you've now towards the other side of the stream, and that passage. It seems to be resonating from that passage to your left. Seems to be where. Oh, actually, I can add something to that because you're within sight now. I'd say with your dark vision, and you did a perception check. So where there? Bear with me. You can remove that actually. Yeah.
Turn of the blue tap.
So you hear the humming, and you can see there is a faint bluish light coming from further with it down that passageway.
And the humming is
Walk,
coming.
walk.
The humming and the bluish light coming from that direction.
Action-wise, do I have enough left to grab a rock, light it, and throw it?
I'll say as I did before with you guys, the perception check was a free action, so yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So yeah, grab a rock.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like bend down, grab a rock from
Mm-hmm.
the riverbed.
Strictly speaking, you can pick up the rock. Light is the action, so you have to throw it next time. Strictly speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. So I have a lit rock in my hand.
Oh, lit up like a Christmas tree.
That does mean that Malar now his candle's gone out because you've just cast
Well,
light something
next
else.
to
Yeah.
him,
So you can still see.
So he's like,
Until you throw it.
oh,
In a minute.
oh, Miss
Can I
Neris.
move
Oh,
it?
okay.
I don't know how much can I move.
So you
forward?
can move out of the water. To be honest, if you're going to move into the passageway,
No.
you're not. It's half movement unless you want to make a dex check.
I just kind of want to move here.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can do that. Carefully place yourself amongst the moss and just
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of to one side, so I'm not like fully like whatever's coming out of there is not hitting me full force.
Kind of tentatively kind of shift yourself around a little
Light
bit.
is not a concentration spell, by the way. It's entirely possible to have multiple things lit up by it.
I think no, I know it's not concentration, but I'm pretty sure it says somewhere that if you
Yeah.
light something else, it then
Oh,
disappears.
the light spell ends if you cast it again. Sorry,
Yeah.
yes, you're right.
Oh, I learned. Yay! I'm not quite martial, but I'll get there. Even Marshall's not in. He's not infallible though.
Encyclopedia
Just so we
of
know.
D&D.
He's mostly infallible. Anyway, next is the it's the ooze. The one ooze left is going to move towards you two. 10 feet. Yeah, that's all it can move.
Is he gonna go,
It's not a fast
10
chat.
there or there?
Actually. Yeah, it's moving towards you. I thought, is it going to try and
Wow.
hide? No, it's not.
It just sinks back into the puddle hole.
Exactly. They're like, damn it. No, it's still heading towards you, and there's ripples in the water. Top of the order, Brucon.
Worked okay last time. Dart.
Dart it.
Dirt.
Durker.
That went somewhere different.
Yeah, that went in
I
directions.
was thinking dart as in season 2 of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Just let it
Nice
evolve.
reference.
Just let it happen.
Okay, so
Oh man, you
I
might
am Marshall because I just again rolled the exact same result.
Damn you and your double rolls. Double
And it
13.
was, double 13, which total of 18.
Hits.
Which I'm pretty confident hits.
Damage.
So this plus 3, 6 damage.
6 damage. That's a nice hit with the dart. Throw it out there. Palpable.
He's getting his arm in as he dries out.
It is a palpable hit as you see it enter the water and you hear it.
Nice.
Wow! I managed to make a gel-
on that hit as well.
right.
There you go.
Presumably, as the dart vaporizes with
But you did damage it. It could have been its own blood.
Mhm.
Cool. So my turn.
Yes.
I'm going to do the same again then. So I'm going to go 5, 10 into the water. That's 20 feet of movement.
Yep.
Going to go to hit him.
Yep.
16.
Hits. Roll for damage. Oh, and with sneak attack, swashing.
Get it.
15.
Currently more of a
15.
washbuckle
Okay,
than a
you hit it.
swashbuckle.
Yep. Does a lot of damage, and your rapier, more acid appears on the rapier, and you think, if I hit it again with this, I might lose the rapier.
Friend, weapon.
Just that's the thought that immediately crosses your
Sort of
mind.
Shoving them into acidic items then.
Is it still up?
It's still up,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay,
Just walk up to a
so,
gelatinous cube and just like, look, it's like
um,
jelly.
going to use the rest of my
Exactly.
movement to
You've got 10 feet
Oh, yeah.
left.
so I can get out of
Yeah.
the water without my bonus. What
Yeah.
can I do with my bonus something dash? Disengage and hide.
Didn't you use your bonus to disengage from the thing?
No, if I hit it, I can disengage from that one creature.
Because swashbucklers. Damn it.
I
Let me
think
have my
it's
fun.
still within 10 feet of me, so,
Yep.
so I'm pretty close. So I'm going to use my bonus action to dash, and I'm just going to move. I assume there's a small passageway here. Oh, is there not?
Not that you can see.
Oh, sorry.
We on a ledge.
That would be slightly meta.
No, sorry. I assumed it's just 'cause there wasn't a line.
We on a ledge, boy.
Yeah, it appears behind you to just be rock wall.
Cool. Then I'm going to move. Sorry,
Shimmy past Bruce.
is this water or is
That's
this
water, yes.
Oh, so there's nowhere to hide.
No.
No, I mean you could duck behind that altar.
But I have to go into the water and
Yes, and you'd have to
Pretty
bonus
fast.
action dash, so you wouldn't be able to hide anyway.
yeah, no, but it looks pretty fast.
It's not that fast. It's the same speed as the rest of it. It's not fast. You're not going to fly over the edge of that waterfall. It's not powerful enough for that. But if you're not careful and you wander over there, you might fall. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take a chance of them being more in the water right there.
The glint is still in the water though, and it seems the glint has the ring seems to have moved a bit further down. It's not quite on the shoreline where you are. It's more towards the altar direction.
I'm gonna bonus action away because if it hits me, I'm down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of that going around.
Go back and
Get out of the way! Get out! No, you get out of the way!
Moving on to land, with a bonus action dash, and I'm going to go next to the altar.
Next to the altar. Okay, sounds good.
I need to get more than 10 feet away from it. If it hits me, I'm dead.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Sue. Next up is Fleeting. He saw you hit something in the water, and he saw steam rise up, so he could make an attack with disadvantage. It's got disadvantage anyway with javelin.
Hold it until he saw something.
Yeah, but obviously it's a new turn, so you can do something else if you wanted to, rather than readying the action
I
again.
wanted to keep him there. I didn't have no one tell him that was over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that works.
I didn't want anyone to tell him that was over. He's just standing there like this. Everyone's swimming away. He's like, "Are they dead?"
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
We win.
We can do that. Malar.
He's just
What would Malar do?
Malar.
This is our new show. What would Malar do? Oh,
Walk forward. Oh no, hang on. He's become aware. Has he become aware of?
yeah, he can hear the humming too.
Yeah.
All three of you can hear the humming.
He's
Fleeting's kind of looking down the passage, then down the road.
Malar turns to Nero and says, "Oh, young lady, are you proposing to investigate that tunnel there?"
That was so Malar.
It's pretty close.
That was really good.
I'm not sure. There's some kind of light down there, but they're still splashing around down the tunnel. I don't know. What do you think? Seem like the most stable member of the party.
Is that a light coming from down there?
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Yeah. He's Malar right now.
guidance. Yeah? No? I don't know.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
guidance is probably the play here. So yeah, have an extra D4.
Yay!
Slap a guidance on you. He's like, no, I'm Malar. No, I'm Malar.
Yeah.
No, neither of us are Malar. Okay, no one is Malar. Put Malar away. Oh, Neris.
You just have jack time with no actual NPCs.
Yeah, I was being you, I was being me, and then I was being Dan as well. That's Jack
Because
time.
we haven't been showing up. That's
This
why.
is gonna turn into like a.
I'm so used to you
Twilight
not being here. Okay, yeah, Neris, who is actually
Zone. If
here.
you were me, then I'd be you.
So, like, I'm gonna first yell at you guys downstream and be like, "You guys okay down there?"
No.
Burns!
Emphatically no.
It won't stop burning.
And she's just like,
I'm
she's got
not in the
her
Neris
staff,
way.
and she's chugging rock staff.
The bow. You put the bow away. You put the bow away.
No. I put the.
You put the
staff
bow. Oh, you put
away.
the staff away now.
Staff
Okay.
away. I'm like, oh, god damn it! Takes the bow just over this. Where is it? Like.
You saw the steam.
You saw the steam, so it's disadvantage to hit because it's underwater, but you can make an educated
Determine
guess.
its
I'll
origin.
just. There we go.
Well,
You can do it.
hang on. Add the number roll to one ability check. Ability check, not including attack rolls from guidance.
Damn it! Yeah, because that would be a damn. Yeah, it's a separate thing. Yeah,
Because it's blessing.
That's
Bless is what you. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Which he
that's
also
what it
has.
is.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
13.
Yeah, but bless is a
the spell.
slot.
Yeah,
13.
13. Hits.
Yeah, no, that's more.
The arrow
Three.
finds a
That's
way.
So,
Not
and
where I thought that
so
was
it's
going.
not for damage. You don't add a d4, right?
No, you don't.
Well, I hit it for 2.
I have a minimum.
You are
Better
consistent.
go down.
It had one left, so with that, here more, and steam rises up. The water just bubbles around it, and bam! You've defeated the oozes.
I'm
Yell
gonna
after
keep-
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna yell, "Is it dead yet?
Thank God.
You guys fine now? Seriously? Like, get over here. Just some kind of buzzing. God.
God.
Yeah, we think so,
Jesus.
but there's also an altar down here.
God damn it.
I'm keeping Fleetings until he loses his pose.
Okay. That's
Uh,
not.
Whatever. I
That's
don't
not.
really know why you swam down there. Like, seriously.
That's not on the.
There was something in the water.
Of course there was. Like, that.
I just said that I would have forgotten the whole reason I went down there. Whose dice is this?
Okay. Oh, that's mine. Thank you. So, end of the combat.
Quick meta question. What is Steph's AC?
15.
Okay, you win. Who deserves? Who needs healing more? Person with lower AC.
I've said to I do have a healing potion. It's anything so I've got that as
Okay.
well.
Well, so the one other option would be short rest.
Please.
Might not be an
So
idea.
anyway, but let's reconvene. Is it possible outside of combat?
Yep.
To make our way back up. Bearing in mind all the stuff about not having the swim speed and so on. Is
Yeah,
it-
yeah. You can gradually make your way back.
Yeah,
That's
You
fine.
guys Go to the altar.
Can I?
You can try. Did you want to try and gather up those his javelins? Did you want to do that?
Yes. There's hopefully some javelins along here.
Yeah.
Do you wanna-
Make an investigation check. See how many you can grab.
And if you can see
Fine.
any arrows, it would be very.
I'll include arrows in this as well. You automatically get half your arrows back.
Okay.
If you want to get more, you'd have to make an investigation
No,
check.
because I use. It's fine.
Okay.
That was a solid larrow.
Just 12.
12. So with 12, you find one of the javelins,
Cool.
and you also
Is it the one that hit me?
no. This one has a greyish matter around its point. You gather it's the one that hit the ooze, and it's slightly mottled by the acid that has hit it. With a 12, you do also notice there is a gap in the rocks behind Brucon, and so yes, you can now take the white bit off.
Yay!
Cool.
So
Brucon
to reveal
also,
a cavern, a little
Brucon
entrance
now
way.
also wants to
want it.
get to know the altar a little better.
Sure. Okay. Make a investigation check. I can't
Well-
stop saying dexterity. Investigation. Yes.
Everything's dexterity.
You're a
Oh,
monk.
I wish-
Dexterity.
I wish
Go.
everything was dexterity. But I was hoping to use the stone cunning.
Yes, because you're a door.
Well,
So
that's
history.
history.
Yeah. No, you can do a
Okay,
history check. Yeah. Fine. Do that.
Cool.
That sounds good to me.
That will be doubling my proficiency. Yeah. So that'll be 4.
But what was the secret of the ooze? Says Drake Lazarus. Well, you will find out.
Yes, we continue to investigate.
Yes. Find out next time.
Okay, 18.
18. Okay. So looking at this carved altar,
Yeah.
again, it's got that kind of aged, ancient cult of evil feel that the statues
very
you've come
reminiscent
across.
of the Octomer statue and the mucus.
There is a theme in terms of its craftsmanship in its stylings, but you also, upon examining this altar, you also knock on it and realise that actually it's hollow. And you find after rummaging around it, you find a hidden compartment within. Pull it open. Inside, there's just one item inside, and it's a dagger with a kind of but it's not a regular dagger like you've seen with Seth. This is a very special dagger. This one, it's got a kind of, it twists around on itself like like one of those like wind chimes or something that you see that you spins around. It's got that kind of feel to it, and it's glistening with that black ichor, looking rather
Okay.
wicked and menacing.
Brucon sort of fishes out like a handkerchief or something and sort of picks it up and
The,
he goes, I found an implement of some description. It's
the altar.
it's leaking black.
Does it look big enough for a person?
Yeah.
Cool.
Big enough for a person.
Sacrificial altar, sacrificial dagger. And we're going to use that guy as a sacrifice.
That guy Thresh.
That is good logic. That is good. What is Seth's intelligence?
Not high enough to have made that deductive leap.
12.
12? No, I'll say that's high enough. You can do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No question.
It was -1. I'd be like, yeah, you didn't know. You don't know what that's for.
Together with things.
You can't with -1 intelligence.
No, we've got the flower and they said about the sacrifice.
Yeah, I think Seth can work this out. That's fine.
Fleeting look would not have made that deduction.
No, fleeting looks still like
Yeah, still-
javelin in the
I
air.
would have been more interested in the
Ready.
etymology.
This
of
has
the
no
word
importance
altar.
to anything and I'm still going to cook it. Just so we can say the fleeting look wasn't smart enough.
Over the stream of water. Yep.
I just look at fleeting. Go, fleeting, stop that.
He's like, but there could be another one.
Stop it.
Make an intimidation check.
I don't think those.
Also, because it's fleeting.
No.
Aw.
do
It
you
was
really?
literally like 12 and then went to 2.
Oh yeah,
That's +6, so it's 8.
that's polyhedron
8.
for you.
Okay, so fleeting just kind of turns to you like with the javelin.
Ooh.
You'd like that.
Yeah. Malar leans over. Do you need some healing for that burn?
Oh,
No, she's not
that's
amused.
very droll. That's very droll for Malar.
earnestly, He
Yeah.
like genuinely like, are you okay?
I have a poultice.
Can
He basically
I,
slaps whatever he has and it like out of his hand and just like moves towards this.
can I start the swim up to that ring?
Yeah, you can gather up the ring if you like.
Can I get that ring?
Yeah, you get it. You pull it out of the silt in the water. So it seemed to have been disturbed from its original position and tumbled down a bit. But you find it nestled in. You pick it up, and even just by picking it up, you notice there is a magical property to this ring because as soon as you pick it up, suddenly your eyes feel wider. You feel more alert. You feel like you can see further around you. You feel like you're more aware of your surroundings just by holding it. It's like, like in terms of, no, that's
Ring of,
Instant anime eyes!
yeah, essentially.
ring
Not
of
that.
being high. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down.
you gather to really work out the effects. You will need to spend some time with this item.
Ring of See Clearly now.
The rain is down.
Yes, it's a Ring of Wayne Wonder. No way, that's a different thing. Sorry, no, that's Jimmy Cliff. Sorry. There we go.
Sure.
I need to pick up
As
some magic stuff.
I'm swimming back up the stream. I'm sorry, I'm going to say to Brooke, I was like,
That was the thing you just got, by was from the little tunnel, was it? Yeah.
the other thing I got was the ring.
It was in
that
the
I originally
river.
came down
Oh,
from.
In the
right.
stream.
Right.
So
That's
I-
what drew him there.
The whole reason we're here in the first place. Cool. Okay.
So you're still there, so I went to the altar and you've seen this, but I haven't seen that.
No, you saw that. He didn't see that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
saw
okay.
you saw the secret tunnel.
Then I shan't swim away yet, because then I'll go and check that tunnel.
Sure. Okay.
On
I'll say make a perception
Well,
check for
hang
this.
on. As you're about to go in, Brucon goes, well, actually, I'm a lot smaller than you. It seems more seems to make more sense for me to go in, doesn't
yeah,
it?
you want to go check?
It's about 5 feet high, so you would have to stoop. He's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, I'm just kind of there, just going for a lovely stroll.
So,
Suggestion before we trigger any more encounters. So you want to do a short rest? Not that I'm gonna benefit from it, but I don't feel like that
We
would
do.
be
Yes.
nice.
So
But I
you,
just feel like this is the back way into the altar room.
so looking at the at these rocks around you, you manage to squeeze through, but as you do, some of them start to give way. And like, hang on, this is all rubble. I can just move this aside and clear away a larger entrance, which you can do if you'd like. Don't have to.
Yeah, why not?
Short, you just push it out of the way. Yeah, so it's about 5 feet wide, 5 feet high, this tunnel. It seems to, as you go in there and take a look down the tunnel, you can see that there are stone steps carved into the rock,
Okay.
and it
It's
seems to
funny
be
to me
ascending.
It's funny to me that the party is separated by, about 60 feet?
Yeah.
And we're acting as if it's been fully split again.
Yeah.
So at this point, no. So we've just been, that would have taken a few minutes to do all of the bits and bobs of investigating, and so that we've just done. So before Brucon resolves to launch himself into danger yet again, he turns and shouts back up the river. Hello, are you proposing to join us down here, or should we join you? What's happening right now?
There's another thing here I want to check out.
Should we come to you?
Yes, please.
Are any of you in need of any healing at all?
I mean, the trouble is,
Because I might need some time.
he's not got a whole lot of healing to give.
Perhaps we should rest for a bit.
I'm going to ask Nibbles if he knows where this cave goes.
It's not something I've come across, no.
Maybe big voice. So how far did you go through into the cave? Ruben, how far did you go?
I just feel.
I never didn't really propose to go in properly.
Come on, ask Nibbles to go.
Maybe you should rest, Seth. You're looking weary. Maybe you could get to know this ring you've picked up.
I think we should go back
The
to
voice in
that.
his head.
But
Brucon kind of just looks at you for half a second longer than he would normally, and go, okay.
I like Drake Lazarus says, "Congratulations, you found the ring of pure meth."
can I ask Nibbles to go just look in that cave or look down the path?
You can ask him.
Yeah.
He can
turn invisible, can't
He is invisible currently.
he? Yeah, he is invisible.
Yeah.
Can I ask him to see if they go through it?
You can make a persuasion check.
Seth's got a suspicion if there's that demon room and this is the altar where they're going to take her a sacrifice, and hopefully that leads towards the room with the demon murals. So he's going to ask him to go through. So is it just a persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion. Yeah.
Couldn't we just rest first?
I just wanted to take a look. He's hopefully invisible, and also we can abandon him. 20.
20.
Yes, just wait here until I get back. I'll meet up with you shortly. Nibbles can't swim very well.
I'll wait here till you come back.
Okay.
Half an hour goes by.
What?
Short rest.
Why did you to go like 60?
Okay, no, sorry. After, he just went in. You said go and check it out, so he has. So sorry, not half an hour because you would have moved in half an hour.
I would have abandoned him after 10. I would assume he's dead.
Yeah, 10 minutes go by. He's not back.
Can I hear him telepathically?
There's no answer.
I'm gonna tell. I'll say to Brucon, I'll wait 5 minutes. If you want to go to the party, I'll wait and I'll catch up.
Brucon kind of looks at him and goes,
Was worried this would happen.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd be gone this long. I just
I know. I'm sure you didn't.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'd be back by now, but we'll give him. I'll give him 5 minutes, and then I'll come join you.
Will you guys, Neris, did you want to wait as well, or are you just going to press on ahead while
I'm
this is
gonna
happening?
wait.
I think,
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Brucon.
I've learned not to go running
Yeah.
after.
yeah,
See?
Yeah, Brucon sort of wades back up the.
I only just
river.
need 5 minutes. 5 minutes is not back. I leave him.
Yeah, 5 minutes go by, it hasn't returned.
Yeah.
And Fleeting's just kind of looking over in your direction.
Is he still holding javelin?
Yeah, he is. Seth, we're over here. Seth,
I'm getting a cramp.
Can I
in your own time.
do a perception check down the tunnel?
Yeah, of course you can.
How long was rope? Is it 60 feet?
That
50.
is, I really should have that. 18.
18. Okay, so without going further down the tunnel, you still hear this. It's louder now. You're on the other side of the river, and yes, you can see this faint bluish light. Nothing different to before, though. Nothing's moved.
Would an Arcana check
If you guys want to go down there, and I'll join you when Nibbles returns.
I really don't want to
If-
have another encounter.
There hopefully won't be.
Without
Hopefully,
our main
yes.
DPS.
Oh, I hate to interject with Seth and his rat friend. Perhaps we should rest up in the meantime. And
Agreed.
Please God.
Should we short rest while I wait for Nibbles?
Yeah, although I think we're going to be waiting a bit longer than the hour it's going to take to have a short rest.
Well, let's short rest and see if he's back.
Mm-hmm.
He's not back now.
so Fleeting Look is still there with the javelin while the rest of you rest. He's just there ready to go because he's fine, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, he's pretty fine.
But he does at one point pull out a dice, and he just starts like just trickling, just playing with it in his hand, in one hand, just between fingers, with this dice. He's like, and you notice that he keeps he keeps shaking it in his hand and then looking at it and like, and puts it back.
Short rest.
Short rest, yes. Heal up. God damn it.
Oh, that's
That's a
more
solid 8.
like it.
Yeah.
What was it for sorcerers? That you guys
D6.
didn't tell me?
D6.
Okay.
And you,
And
because
if
you're
you
level 2,
Constitution-
you have 2 hit dice to use currently.
So you can roll 2d6.
But I would do them. I would do them one at a time.
Yeah.
So that you don't necessarily use them.
Okay, so that's 6 because you get that plus your Constitution modifier hit points back. So that would give you 6 back, which would take you to 14. Probably not worth.
At the end of the hour,
but,
yeah. At the end of the hour, he returns. Yeah. Did you just want to rest up, or did you want to spend some time with your item?
Did it.
Yeah, I would.
Spend time with the item.
I've got the item on me. I don't know if I can do anything.
No. You just spend an hour with it, so you can rest up and like be examining it.
Better than he did before the skeletons.
I'm back on 18.
I'm on 14.
Mela has his channel divinity back. He doesn't have his spells, but he does have his channel divinity.
Okay, so yeah, he gets his channel to divinity back. What you have is a ring of alertness. Whilst so you've attuned to it. So while we're wearing this plain-looking gold ring, you have a +3 bonus to your passive passive perception, and passive investigation scores. So +3 to both of those.
So Neris comes out of short rest, looks downstream, like where Seth is, and is like, "Is the rat back yet?"
It's like I can just see. I can't see him. I can see something moving. He said he was coming back at the end of the hour.
So yeah, at the end of the hour,
Was that, sorry, +3 to passive perception
and passive investigation.
Cool.
Yeah. So at the end of the hour, you first hear.
I'm back. I found it. It's a back entrance to the laboratory, to the
Why
Rat
did
King's
it take
lair.
you an hour?
I'm small. It's a long way.
It's like, get on. So I'm going to swim back across the river.
You hurt his feet.
He jumps. You feel him jump into your pocket.
As
Javelin lands on the floor by
Oh,
you
bullied rat.
as
as Fleeting kind of looks over. Did I get him?
He's been holding it. You can have his number back.
Thank you.
He's taken his turn.
He's taking that action finally.
I was like, you got it. Just going to pick the javelin up. So I've got 2 javelins on the way back now.
Yeah.
As we swim back, I'm just going to give Nibbles a little pat on the head. It's like, good job.
Well, he's invisible, but you can pat him. You don't know if it's his head.
Ouch! Thanks.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's a very personal spot you chose to touch there. Have you considered my offer about being a familiar to you?
I think I have someone in mind for that.
Okay. We will take over the world together!
Ooh, you're a bit more on my side now, actually.
Wait, I've miscalculated this.
Are you coming back?
Yeah, so I've swum back across the river. I'm like, it's back. It
may
is.
sound adorable, but I bathe in the blood of my enemies! I will kill you all! Wear your skin.
Well,
What's that South Park episode? Christmas Critters.
Yeah, that's Critter Christmas. It's very much a Critter Christmas.
well, Nibbles is having his little inner monologue, I'm assuming.
Well, you can all hear
It's
telepathically, Nibbles.
So
Unlike
I'm
the other
gonna
voice.
Take my glowing rock
Yep.
and throw it down the corridor to see what happens.
Okay. Throw it down there. It blends in with the bluish light that's coming from that direction.
But
Nothing disturbed though.
Okay, so I am going to then move forward, and then guys, I'm going in. Say no. I'm playing off of what you guys did with her accent. I'm just gonna keep going with it.
No. We were doing an impression of you and doing it badly. You do it the way it should be done.
It's done now. It's done now.
Guys, can you come down
Can
here?
we just say like every stereotype and like just do this? Like it's a lot more Valley Girl than expected. But,
Yeah.
Right, so
Haven't
I'm
quite
going
perfected
down-
it
Haven't
yet.
gone up at the end of every sentence,
Like
which is
seriously?
a crucial part of the accent.
No. Seriously, do Neris as Neris, and
It
we'll
has
try and do
evolved.
it.
It has evolved.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I'm
you
here.
now you can take the rest of that off. So, what you see is finally I get to use a new piece of music that I have prepared.
Dibs on whatever magical items.
Sunshine, lollipops, and ooh.
You may not want this magical
I know.
item.
Oh, yeah. Mala?
This is out of interest. This is actually the theme tune, but it's a different version of the theme
Well,
tune.
we didn't want to mention it, but Malar and Brucon are actually forming a small male barbershop quartet.
There is
Anyone
something.
else wants to join? That's totally
There is a slightly monastic feel, so maybe that would work.
Okay, what
Okay.
am I seeing?
What you see resting at the end of this chamber is emanating from this bluish light is a large warhammer embedded in the ground. It's got this bluish light coming from it.
Damn it!
There's a faint humming and coming from this item as well. And just ahead of you, on your right, you see the skeletal remains of a robed humanoid leaning against the wall. At the its bony hand seems to be clutching a much time withered yellowed piece of paper and a lantern by its side.
So I mage hand to that. I mean, I move
So
within
the-
range.
What to the item down the bottom?
Yeah, to that yellowed paper and what it makes.
You are within mage hand range currently. If you move 10 feet, you'd get to it.
What? Here? What? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You also notice the ceiling
It's
covered.
Here, right? I think it's here.
That's the hammer,
Yeah,
the
and
warhammer.
The human.
Yeah, the skeletal remains
Cool.
is it to your right?
Oh, just here.
Just there, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go grab the paper and we're good.
Okie dokie. Okay, so I should say before we go any further, so just to finish off the description of the area, the entire ceiling seems to be dripping with these stalactites all over the place, hundreds of them in various sizes. And you see, the warhammer's on this like raised platform. It looks quite grand, and so much so you're almost hearing this music in your head.
With this new
Who in that party can use it?
Can I see any
Please
rat
look.
spiders on the ceiling?
You can make a perception check for
Yeah.
sure. You can. So you pick up the scroll.
Not necessarily, actually.
I see nothing. 6.
To remind myself,
Can I just use my passive?
cleric's kit.
Well, one side. As you grab it, you can see one side. There's you sense
the scroll thing.
the scroll thing. You sense on one side there's this magical presence to it, although when you try and look at it, you can't decipher what it says. However, on the other side is a hand-scribbled note, and it's in Elvish, which is very convenient. It says, "The chamber ahead is packed with dark mantles. They caught us unaware. Too many to fight off. I managed to escape the attack, but my wounds are fatal. Dying here, in sight of Fair's storm, makes my failure even more bitter. Retrieve the hammer and bring it to Lord Ecclesan. He will reward you handsomely."
I read this out loud. So
Okay.
everybody hears it.
Dark
Everybody
mantles.
apart from Fleeting, who's still.
Doesn't want to get his shoes wet.
Dark mantles,
Yeah,
was
he's
it?
right there.
That was what was mentioned in the scroll, yeah.
And the writing. So there's a magical thing to it. Can I do an Arcana check?
You can do an Arcana check, sure.
Because why not?
Nice.
That's 22.
So because this spell is not... It's definitely a spell scroll. Because it's not a spell that you know, you can't decipher it. However, because you rolled 22, I'll say that the general sense you get from this is it's a kind of abjuration-y kind of feel to it. It changes things around it. Actually, no, it's not abjuration. It doesn't matter. It's you don't know the school, but the humming sound that you feel as you kind of pass your hand over this scroll, that sound disappears. In fact, all sound just seems to disappear, just momentarily, just a complete silence, and then you're back in the room.
Yeah, and then I do like a little head shake.
What was causing the light?
It's coming from the hammer, the warhammer.
Would
Sorry.
Leobrin be able to make use of this?
No, Leobrin, no. Only,
Um,
anyone in the party can use it, but the
Yeah.
only people in the party who can use it well, the only person in the party who can use it well is Fleeting Look.
No,
Actually,
the
no.
hammer
This
or the
scroll.
spell?
Oh, the hammer. Yeah,
no,
sorry.
the hammer.
Spell, the
sorry,
spell,
sorry.
the spell.
No, the spell scroll. You'd have to check with individual people to see if they can read it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know
Well, I'm
yet.
gonna put it in my backpack for
Uh-huh.
now. Yeah, put it away. Okay, guys. So we got a hammer down here. I really don't want to give it to Fleeting because he's being really weird right now, but. No.
You look back and Fleeting Look is starting to attach himself to the ceiling. I don't know what you're talking about. Somebody say hammer.
You're
Drops
being
down.
really weird. Just like stop it, okay? Like for 2 minutes.
So he attached himself to the ceiling to short rest, and then he's now detaching himself as he's heard a hammer and has joined the rest of you.
He waded into the water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gone across the water. Yeah.
He's like, hammer.
There you go.
No.
Brute cross.
He just keeps going past now. Hammer.
Is he seriously going to do that?
No, basically that, and then does he have a cloak thingy?
Yeah, he does have a cloak on. Yeah,
So I
robes.
just kind of grab it and tug on it. I
Huh,
mean,
pull
I'm
it
not
back.
strong enough to
He's gonna ask how many hammers.
just stay here. Just stay.
Not.
Can I do another intimidation check on it?
Yeah. Okay.
Then,
He wanted to know if there was
oh, not working. No, that's a 7. Natural 1 really, but plus 6.
Is it you roll a what now?
He was curious if there was a group of hammers.
He's. You're funny.
I just tug on the cloak.
He just goes. Yeah. Do you know what the collective noun is for a group of hammers?
Can we move up slightly?
No.
I'll work on it.
I'm going to go ahead and say a bong.
Good. I like
Bong of hammers.
Yeah.
Some brew contest.
Pulls out a quill.
A bong of hammers. seems
Pulls out a
logical.
parchment and quill.
Is there anything else around that we can see?
So it
Apparently
just
a PA system.
100 odd stalactites and speakers. Just stalactites down this corridor. The warhammer glowing and reverberating at the end.
The passive perception can't see anything in the ceiling.
Your passive perception is now 15.
With my actual perception of +2, That's better than the majority of my rolls will ever be.
Did you drop a
Not that you can
an
see.
expertise thing? No, not what's the rogue thing where you get to double a skill?
Oh, expertise.
Yeah,
Expertise. Yeah. Did you? Oh, you didn't.
No, not in
Non-perception.
not in perception. That's just
So.
What you do see, however, with your 16 is that you sense with your roguey ways, notice that the skeleton remains to your right have some other items on them, some goodies. Because you can see there's a small pouch about its belt, and there's a larger backpack which appears to have some items within it if you wanted to look into it.
Yeah, I will check them.
So just an investigation check to see what you can find.
Love it when you get to right at the bottom
I'm
edge
gonna
of the
hear him
the
wrestling, and I'm gonna turn around.
Another ring.
11.
11. Okay, so with 11, that's
Well,
enough.
You got distracted with the shiny things.
You find 25 silver pieces and 6 gold pieces. These are older looking coins, but they check out.
They check out.
Yeah, we are so there today.
25 silver, 6 gold. Cool.
How
How many coins did we catch earlier?
You caught 10 each. It was 30 in total.
30 gold.
30 gold in total, plus the ruby bracelet worth 100 gold pieces. Okay, so you also find in the backpack a water damaged but clearly still bound together book.
As I'm just sort of taking stuff out of the bag, so I'm sort of taking the coins, putting them down, taking the stuff, I'm going to pass the book back to Mela as I'm taking things out.
Oh, thank you. As soon as he places his hand on it, he's like, Miss Neris, you might want to see this. It's a spell book. It's what he's got, and as he pours through it with you, you recognise 2 things from here, 2 pages which you could rip out. One with dark vision and one with detect magic. So you have a scroll of dark vision and a scroll of detect magic. There you go. And Malar rips out one for himself. He has the grease spell as a spell scroll. And there's a hooded lantern as well, which is on the skeleton side if you want to take it. You can keep the book, but it's mostly very water damaged and stuck together. It's not in the best condition.
Yeah, I was just thinking in the future I can pick up a few more spells out of it.
Not with this one, because it looks like it's beyond repair.
Okay.
So, unless you had some way of fixing it.
Mending? Okay, I cast mending on it. I mean, if it works, I didn't know I could.
Let's mend this bad boy.
Literally reverse.
The paper slowly turns into bits of tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so mending it. No, not that. Okay, you fix it so suddenly it's pristine again. It's looking great, and you start unfolding the pages. Unfortunately, due to the fact that this is a spell book, you don't recognise most of it on there. A wizard would get these, but they're not things that you can use currently. But if you look at it again later when I have time to prepare, there might be something else. I was like, shit, mending, fuck.
I just had a reason to keep it.
Yeah, all right. But you also because you fixed it in Elvish, you also see at the front that this apparently it belonged to. Hang on.
Maybe it's the name of the rat king.
Or maybe it's that Dragonborn.
No,
Or maybe some other
it's
Dragonborn.
written in Elvish.
I know. We can speak other languages.
You recognise that this book appears to belong to. You remember the elf at the back in the tavern, the militaristic garb.
Yeah.
She introduced herself once to you guys. I don't think she gave you her name, but you remember that you were looking for her grandmother.
Oh yeah.
And it says that
There?
it says
No,
that.
Mala, it's our ultimate side quest of find our grandma. Oh, when did she go missing? Like 200 years ago.
Yes.
We will get right on that.
It says that the spellbook belongs to Vale Matiz.
So I'm gonna read that out. Hey guys, because I wouldn't have met her.
Yeah.
Guys, this says it belonged to Real Matiz. And that's that
It's
means.
not going to click with Seth at all. And then Mala's going to look at him and go, That's who
Oh,
we're looking for.
Oh, I believe that. I'm sorry.
So many Malars in the room.
It's now Malar in stereo.
And he's even got a choir behind him.
Yeah, he recognizes that that is most likely the elf who tasked you guys with looking into the grandmother, and also Greenblade was starting to look into her missing grandmother. This may be her.
What was the name again, sorry?
Vale Matiz.
Vale with an A?
Just Vale like the Vale of York.
Is there anything else on this corpse?
Yeah.
The lantern. It's got an iron casing.
That was a car. The Matisse.
Matiz. Yes, it's
Let's
an
say
iron.
it's on her that could be identifiable, even if it's something really simple, like necklace, ring, anything that we could say is like, did this belong to Grandma? So we could say, yeah, we
Piece
found her
of
body.
clothing not that I can mend.
Yeah, there's the robes on it.
I don't feel like taking it's like, hey, is this your grandma? Skull.
There's the book, the spell book.
Yeah.
It'll say that.
Yes, and there's a hooded lantern, which is alongside her. It's got an iron casing flecked with a shimmering silver that mirrors a star-filled night sky.
Nice.
Can Mallow use that? But is it
Valar could use
He
a
can
lantern.
take, this would be, and he takes it, and he makes a Arcana check because he senses magical presence on it.
your mouth.
Yep. However, he has not written down, so...
Getting all the
that's
goodies
6.
today. 6,
Yes.
okay. I mean, it's not too hard to discern this, but basically, there is a magical property to this lantern. It would require some oil to get it going, but he senses that once he does that, gets some oil and lights it, he might have a better idea of what it does. With a 6, I think. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Would it
All right.
be fair if I did another Arcana check?
Yes, we'll let him unwrap that present next time. Okay, so you've got the warhammer down the end and the ominous music.
I could.
Feet will cast the text. Divine sense. Sorry.
To sense, it senses fae, fiends, and undead.
It's
Yeah.
Celestials,
Celestials, undead.
fiends, and undead.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's-
Yep.
Yes.
And sort of a general.
We got that together.
General good and evil.
Yeah, general good and evil. Okay. He does so, looking at you.
Who is that?
Uncomfortably, because you're at the back of the group and he's at the front, he just turns around and just looks straight at you.
Sense anything?
Yes.
I'm not going to question it forever.
He spins on his heel. Yeah.
I certainly do.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he does. Yep.
If you first sense it, why don't you go and get the axe? Hammer.
Hammer.
Why don't you go get the hammer?
Axe hammer.
That's it. Send him to his death while he's not here.
So something about a dark mantle?
Mhm.
What?
You said something about dark
Yeah.
mantle.
That's what the paper said.
what
in
the
the
scroll
book.
says- did it
That's
say-
what this dead person here said?
You'd say there was more than one.
Yes.
Did you say there was a group of them?
Mhm.
Do we know what the group name was for them? Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you shouldn't be.
That's poetic.
It's completely appropriate.
I'm going to kill him.
Gaggle.
Dark mantle, a gaggle. Okay,
Someone
and
pick
he
up his-
draws his. He draws
Is there
his.
something we need to know about a gaggle of dark metals?
He draws his own warhammer and kind of looks at the one down there and is like, puts out his battle axe instead and starts down the passageway.
By himself, I'm not going.
Are you following him, or are you letting him go on his own?
I'm just gonna
It looks like a dead end.
Move aside.
hide.
It
No.
looks like a dead end, doesn't it?
Just with a hammer at the end, but a dead end. Yes,
Yeah.
And I'm going to go. I'm just going to keep an eye out.
that's sensible. All right.
That's a good show.
Do. And with that, you see,
And I'm gonna
Fleeting
crouch.
Look is kind of cautiously with his war axe, his battle axe up, going down.
Instant death. Instant death. Instant death.
And at that moment, something falls down from the ceiling onto him.
Which part of the corridor?
He's a bit further back. Yeah, about there. Let's say there. Sorry, it's with advantage because it's from hidden. Okay. Woof. And with that, does it's 20 hit.
No, 20 misses.
Yeah, 20 hits.
He's not that powerful yet, surely.
20, I'm afraid.
Okie dokie.
Most definitely a hit.
So with that, a small but very solid-looking mass falls from the ceiling, crushing into him, causing 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And suddenly, this dark mantle, you gather, attaches itself. It's basically like it's almost like an umbrella, or like crossed with a bat, like a hooded thing, and it latches onto Fleeting Look.
It's a vampire brolly.
It's a vampire brolly that's now encased itself around his head, disappearing. So his head is now
Someone else
completely
with a
submerged
face
under his.
full of
Yes, so he's now considered blind and unable to breathe. So this is kind of similar to the facehugger spider rats that you came across. Similar effect.
She wasn't here.
Yep, and
She wasn't as angry for that.
that's all I need to know for now. So it does that. Let's roll initiative.
We're gonna have this.
Let's roll initiative next time. Sorry, the time just ran away with me there. Okay, so nice cliffhanger to end things today. So finally, Fleeting Look got hit by something,
Yeah.
and that's going to be that.
Gonna miss a session again.
So exciting stuff for next week. So join us for the next session. That's on Monday at 6 p.m. here on the channel. Join me on Friday at 5 p.m. for another campaign diary and Q&A discussing all the things that went down in today's session. Although a small area explored, but an important one, and lots of little goodies for the players to enjoy.
Some of you.
Need to look into these things too.
If I wanted nice shit, I wouldn't have picked monk.
You got a cool dagger
Yeah, that's true.
currently.
That's true.
I'm just jealous of all of Seth's jewelry. Not the powers, the jewelry. Like
He's
the-
pretty
the
bling
pretty-
right now.
The pretty bracelet and everything.
PIMP.
Oh yeah. I was about to say I've only got the ring, and I was like, oh, I've got that medallion. Oh yeah, I've got the bracelet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you the
You're
rogue.
like-
The,
you're-
I'm getting some
You're
jewelry.
pimping. All you need is like a pimp goblet.
it's
You're a
you know,
I really thought you said a pimp goblin.
pimp goblin. It's got a pimp mouse. Got a pimp rat.
If that's how you roll.
Remember, kids, pimping. It's not easy.
I'm just saying hashtag rogue life.
Yeah.
Just go around picking up all the shit stuff, all the loot. It's like end of combat, loot the corpse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so join us. Join me on Friday at 5 p.m. and all the rest of you guys. Hopefully, we're all here next week. I think we might all be, which would be
Might be.
nice. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Finish off this little adventure next week with all of you here and decide on your next move if you survive. We shall see. Join us for that. That's on Monday at 6 p.m.
Rested.
Until I see you next, stay safe. Bye.
Bye.